Welcome to the Gray Area. The Gray Area Media. We've obligated ourselves to be the voice for all communities, speaking on topics that include community, religion, education, politics, technology, sports, health, and wellness. The Gray Area Media is a platform created by longtime friends for the sole purpose of providing our communities with the ability to voice current, past, and modern-day issues. The Gray Area, in its naming significance, solely speaks to the area in which people shy away from speaking because of media-based constraints or contractual-based obligations. Well, I'm here to tell you, we don't do that here. So please, stay tuned in. We're going to go live in a few minutes. Don't forget, please add us as a friend on Facebook so that you can follow our live feed. And not only that, please add us on Twitter and Instagram at The Gray Area Media. Please visit our website at www.thegrayareamedialive.com. Thank you. Welcome to the Gray Area. The Gray Area Media. We've obligated ourselves to be the voice for all communities, speaking on topics that include community, religion, education, politics, technology, sports, health, and wellness. The Gray Area Media is a platform created by longtime friends for the sole purpose of providing our communities with the ability to voice current, past, and modern-day issues. The Gray Area, in its naming significance, solely speaks to the area in which people shy away from speaking because of media-based constraints or contractual-based obligations. Well, I'm here to tell you, we don't do that here. So please, stay tuned in. We're going to go live in a few minutes. Don't forget, please add us as a friend on Facebook so that you can follow our live feed. And not only that, please add us on Twitter and Instagram at The Gray Area Media. Please visit our website at www.thegrayareamedialive.com. Thank you. Welcome to the Gray Area. The Gray Area Media. We've obligated ourselves to be the voice for all communities, speaking on topics that include community, religion, education, politics, technology, sports, health, and wellness. The Gray Area Media is a platform created by longtime friends for the sole purpose of providing our communities with the ability to voice current, past, and modern-day issues. The Gray Area, in its naming significance, solely speaks to the area in which people shy away from speaking because of media-based constraints or contractual-based obligations. Well, I'm here to tell you, we don't do that here. So please, stay tuned in. We're going to go live in a few minutes. Don't forget, please add us as a friend on Facebook so that you can follow our live feed. And not only that, please add us on Twitter and Instagram at The Gray Area Media. Please visit our website at www.thegrayareamedialive.com. Thank you. Hello, Facebook. We are live again, and we just want to first thank y'all for being patient and becoming viewers of The Gray Area. This is your boy, Ray E.
This is your boy, P. Wills. What's happening?
We have Monica Douglas in the building.
Hey, Facebook Live, Monica Food MD Douglas.
Food MD.
Yes.
Food MD, the food doctor.
We're going to talk about that name in a minute, and we want to know why you the food doctor. Mia Pickens, what's happening?
You know me, simply a tool out here doing her thing.
Doing her thing.
You've been with us before. You spoke on a show when we talked about holistic mentoring, you know, and I learned a whole lot, you know.
That was a good show.
It's good, yeah, very good show.
Yeah.
It's good to have you back.
Thank you, thank you.
You're also a chef.
Yeah, unintentionally though.
Unintentionally? Why unintentionally? How'd you become a chef?
Well, so I used to be the girl that couldn't cook if I didn't have instructions.
Uh-oh.
I know. I was that Velveeta box chick.
So you burned boiled hot dogs?
Okay, now that is disrespectful to anybody.
Oh man.
But I didn't used to cook a lot, and then being in college and having to survive, I definitely had to learn.
Okay.
And got tired of calling my mom.
Got tired of eating Roman noodles. Ramen
No,
noodles.
seriously, I went through a season of Roman noodles. Lord bless
What's
my
the best
body.
flavor? Hold on, though. What's the best flavor?
Chicken. I'm
Chicken?
sorry.
Oh,
No,
my
you get
goodness.
into all these flavors. I can't tell you now. I don't know what it really tastes like. I had a friend ask me, was I eating Roman noodles the other day, and we can't be cooked. Why would you ask me that?
I mean, college days.
Them college days. But yeah, so the cooking really kicked in college. And then going on to the journey once I got into the healthy eating, which is almost 2 years ago.
Okay.
I had to start expanding cooking past what my ethnic group technically does a lot of, so that I wouldn't get bored eating healthy.
Okay.
So cooking is like just a good experience for me. I just need my music, and I be in the kitchen, and I just love to.
I have
love
no
it.
patience for cooking. I'm a microwave person.
You don't
Oh
eat.
my goodness!
I know that's horrible.
He
you
doesn't
don't
eat. No, he doesn't
You don't
eat, though.
eat.
But when I'm ready to eat, I'm ready to eat. So I don't really think about
Then you
like I think
prepare.
about cooking, and I think about how long it's gonna take, and I just stop. I'm
But
like, you know what? I'm about
That's
to
the
go.
negative emotion
doesn't eat
before you.
normal.
No.
He doesn't eat, or he doesn't eat normal.
No.
Also,
No.
it's a stereotype to how long food takes to cook. Most
Yeah.
things don't take no more than 20, 30 minutes.
Yeah.
Depends on your preparation. So
It's
Okay.
definitely in my mind. It's
Yeah.
definitely in my mind because I think about the kitchen and I just be like, why? Why do I have to go down here and take out this can, open it, pour it in a pot, wait for it to heat up?
No.
In my head, the process is too long. I just need to put something in my mouth right now.
No, you don't. This is the one thing you don't want it quick. Don't
Okay.
do that.
Okay. Well, let's talk about it. How'd you become the food MD?
well, the food MD is a play on words.
Okay.
It's from my initials, but I got the name because I like to doctor up food.
Oh, okay. Okay.
I
okay.
like that. I
So
like
it's that
that.
good,
So-
that food that extends your life.
Questions meant for you. Ooh, all right.
Exactly.
Okay.
So
You.
Monica Douglas is the MD. So the food MD was erected.
That's dope.
And what I did was in my fitness journey, my trainer, she gave me, shout out to Fit with Renee, she gave me
Shout
my
out.
list,
Yeah.
my list of things that I could eat.
Okay.
And I remember saying, oh, this is cool. Everybody was struggling.
Right.
And I'm like, spices don't have any calories. So
Okay.
I just started doing different cooking techniques and adding flavor.
Did you write them
And-
down? You start
No.
writing? No.
Not at this time I did.
Okay.
Nope. So I started doing those type of things, and I found myself doctoring up foods. And we had a girl party where we all came together as sisters one day, and we had a party. And of course, there's always food, and I always
Right.
find myself in the kitchen. And
Okay.
everyone was on a healthy journey, and I was like, wouldn't it be cool if we would just eat something healthy?
Right.
And I'll teach people what I'm doing to the food. So it was a big hit, and that's how the Food MD was started, which rolled into my current business. But I have deemed myself Monica, the Food MD Douglas. So
It's all yours.
it's all
You
me.
got it.
So is that name trademark?
It is trademarked, but it is in use somewhere else. But you
Okay.
know,
Oh, it's all good.
Okay.
it's all good.
Well, let's talk about why it's important to eat healthy. I mean, we have like our ancestral history, which is we all originated from, most of us from Africa, and they eat differently, right?
A lot of herbs.
Yeah, a lot of herbs, a lot of plant
Natural.
life, a lot of natural,
Freshness.
fresh foods. Can you guys break down the importance of that and why
Fresh
we need to get back to that?
I'll let you go, Mia.
Oh, okay. Look, we ready too.
Yeah, for sure.
To be honest with you, most people need to understand, especially with healthy living, that it's more than your diet. It's more than what you're eating.
Right.
So when you are putting foods into your body, it plays a role with every piece of you.
Okay.
So it's so important to go back to eating more fresh, more healthy, so that your body can perform at its highest potential. Outside of the fact that, especially speaking to African people, we have some of the strongest genes. A lot of the times we have sicknesses because we're eating in a way that does not manifest our bodies.
Right.
So when people say, well, why do I need to do this? Or why is it that important? Or you only live once. You right, but if I'm gonna live once, I want to live it. I want to enjoy it. I want to not have to worry about taking pills and just
Right.
having a doctor. You have to understand it's become a business now.
Right.
So when you get into these complex topics of like cancer or diabetes and things that are happening at a younger age,
Yeah.
it's stemming. A doctor's not, they're going to tell you, yeah, eat healthy and do this, but are they really getting you to a place to where you're not going to come to their office anymore and you
Right.
can get to a place where you self-heal?
Because when you get put on medication and it's a lifetime of medication, it's like
it's
the
a
damage is-
Band-Aid.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
not,
there's
it's
money
not
to
a
be
not
healer.
necessarily
Not
fixing
only-
it.
Yeah.
Not only is it a Band-Aid, but you'll find that when you go to the doctor, they're not really pushing food as the medicine.
No.
You know, because
No.
there's too much wrapped
That's a
up
good
in
point.
pharmaceuticals.
Yeah,
You
right.
know,
There's
they're
money to be
getting
made,
paid. You know, everyone wants to make money.
Right.
So, they're not pushing food as medicine. But one of the biggest things that I like to tell people is if food made you sick, quote unquote food, we
Right.
can put that because those are food products.
Right.
If food makes you sick, then food can make you healthy.
Right. Right.
Makes sense.
Because, that's just the bottom line.
Mm-hmm.
If we, when we ingest things that are chemically enhanced, if you cannot pronounce anything that's on the side of that label, then more than likely you're not supposed to be ingesting.
Wow.
Not at all.
Yeah. So,
Somebody won't recognize
yeah,
it.
you can't recognize it.
Right.
So, and then, as we look further into the food, like TSP, I think that's some type of paint thinner. That's on cereal.
Wow.
You
And
know?
certain colors,
Yes,
like they're
red
banned
dye.
in other countries. You can't even,
Yeah.
like, you will get in trouble if you put that in food.
How are they getting approved by the FDA?
Because the FDA gets paid.
Right.
I mean, you got to understand, this
Yeah.
is a business. This is not when you go in other countries, for example, if y'all ever want to see this, in just a quick effect, go to the Children's Museum.
Okay.
Go to the, I'll just say Asian exhibit, and go in their kitchen.
Okay.
They do not have any extra storages. They don't have big refrigerators. They don't have a lot of cabinets. They are eating
Help.
healthy
Yeah.
every day. So they don't go into a grocery store and look at bulk. Costco and things like that don't even exist in these places.
Right.
But when you come to America, we've got into the, not to throw shade,
Okay.
fast-paced living.
Right.
So it becomes this transition of let's keep up with modern-day America.
Okay.
And as she said, in a holistic perspective, let thy food be thy medicine be thy food. Our Creator was very strategic in how to get what we need.
Right.
So when you start depending on substitutes outside of what is given, you start to get what is not given from the Most High, which is sicknesses, which is illnesses. It's kind of like, and I hope we get into this. You look at our youth, I'm seeing little girls that got butts and chests, and I'm like, oh my gosh, she's 8.
Yeah.
But it's like, what are we feeding our children?
A lot of hormones and stuff.
Yes.
Like that.
Yeah.
Yes,
the
and
stuff they're
manipulating our
injecting in
bodies.
the, and yeah.
Exactly. You have to think now if they're gonna inject a cow, for it to develop,
Yeah.
so they can make these food products. You have to think about it. The chemical does not dissipate. It's not a nutrient, so it's not being used. It's just in there to do what it does. So
Right.
when we slaughter that cow and then we put it in, we have high concentrations of these type of chemicals, and then we're feeding it. We go into McDonald's, we're eating all these meat products and everything, and then we feed it to our children, and all of a sudden we're starting to see the same development in our children that we see in our lifestyle.
Right.
I'm sorry. Go
No,
ahead.
go ahead. No, you
Now, I was watching something on. There's this documentary called Food Inc.
Oh, I
Yes.
love that documentary. I tell all my
Is that on
clients.
Netflix?
It's on Netflix.
Yeah, yeah. And
I think it's on Hulu too, actually.
oh yeah.
Yeah, I think
Okay.
so.
And I was I was watching. This was about a couple of years ago, and they had these chicken farms, and how they were just like injecting all of these chickens with like hormones, man. And if the chicken was growing its normal rate or way, it would take a certain
Too
time
long.
period. But they were shooting it up, man, to the point where the chickens couldn't walk, but they were like
They're
full
really
grown.
big. They're really big.
Yeah.
And you got to think of this. So when I talk to my clients and stuff, and they're like, "What can I or can't eat?" Especially in the meat category, that's the hardest one to get people to transition on. I tell people anything that an animal consumes, you consume. So even down to chemicals and things, that's one part. But whatever an animal does in its setting, that is what you get. So when people get into,
No matter how much they process it
doesn't
and
matter
clean it
how
up.
much they process it.
Okay.
So it's kind of like when people say, well, I don't really eat meat no more, but I do like seafood. You have to even start watching what kind of seafood you're consuming, because commonly, especially in the black community, is catfish.
Yeah, and see, that's a bottom feeder, right?
That is they have a suction mouth. So most people who put catfish in their tanks do that so that they don't have to clean it as much, because their bottom they clean it.
They're scavengers. So as much as we like crab, lobster,
See, I don't eat any
shrimp.
of that.
Oh my
Shrimp.
goodness, shrimp.
Yeah, shrimp are like sea roaches.
yeah, all of them are bugs. They're the bugs.
I don't
of
eat
the
any
sea.
I mean, if
seafood.
I can literally
Wow,
clean
man.
a rat
At all.
and tell you, hey, this is a rat, I cleaned it, you go ahead and eat it, and you say, I'll eat it, then by golly, eat it. But when you start telling people, no, this is what it is, and this is the crazy thing, if I tell you that you shouldn't eat a rat, and the average person, especially in America, would say, no, I'm not going to eat no rat. We know what rats do.
Right.
But then I tell you don't eat catfish, and you say, but it tastes so good, or I love shrimp.
Then you would eat a rat
Then you should eat a rat.
then. Right.
You might actually get a little bit more nutrients.
Oh, wow.
Dealing with the rat, because
Wow.
at least the rat's everywhere. You get a little bit of
jeez.
everything with the rat.
I heard something where they said that the same, is it a carcass? Is that what it's called? Like if you open up a shrimp, what is the same thing that's in that shrimp is in an actual roach. I mean, that's what I've heard.
Wow.
So it's not meat.
So-
It's something else.
I'm not sure about that.
Only thing I really, I'm with her. I'm not quite sure. I've never
Okay.
heard that. But what I can say is, if you don't, this is why it's very clear on every label when you get shrimp. If you don't devein that shrimp, that back part that's black is their poop track, and it's their collector of filth. So if you ever eat it and you don't devein that, I mean, I don't think you're gonna just pass out right then and there, but you're gonna have
Gonna feel
your
something.
digestive system's gonna
So
have to
the
push
bottom
that.
of the curvature of the shrimp, the bottom is their circulatory. So
Okay.
that's okay. Most people leave that in there. It's that big back. You
that
split
meaty
it,
part.
and you split it, and it's in there. And if you're not eating, like I find that when you go to a lot of Asian restaurants, sometimes you get the bigger shrimp,
Yeah.
the prawns or whatever.
Yeah.
It's
the
been
back part,
times
yeah.
I find that they haven't been cleaned, and I don't want to eat it.
Right.
Wow.
You know,
Right.
So
So
you have to
what
be
is the
careful.
best?
Wow.
So what is the best seafood to eat?
Really?
Well, me and my faithful friends, we love salmon. So
Okay, salmon.
freshwater fish,
Okay.
cods, all your whitefish.
Like cod,
Meaning
like
like
whiting.
Mahi's good.
Whiting is that's the name. That's not.
Got you. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's
We think like cods, rainbow trout.
Okay. So
Things
So
like
perch
trout
is
is
actually
good.
perch is actually good too, which
Yes.
is a favorite. But perch is, then you get into, most people won't eat perch if you bake it or things like that. They want it fried, because perch is kind of a gummy fish to me.
Yes, it is.
So
Okay.
to get away from that texture, especially in our culture, we fry it. But perch is actually very good for you. Salmon is really good, and it's high in nutrients at that. I mean, it's just high across the board.
Okay.
I think with that, the only thing I worry about is that anytime you start to see trends, I feel like society starts to manipulate and cut corners. So it's really
Right.
good to start having, like, I have a butcher I go to,
Okay.
and I have a couple markets that I feel do a
you
decent
can, you can
job.
always find a great meat monger,
Yeah.
like going to Kincaid's or what have you. But you can also go to a lot of our grocers, like at Meijer, Kroger. You can actually go to the ones who have a seafood department, and you can buy your fish like that. You know, I kind of
like
tend
a
to stay
farmer's
away.
market or something.
Well, not so much. You can
Whole
probably
Foods or-
find
Whole Foods, yeah.
Kroger's,
Whole Foods, yeah.
You can go to those places, but I like to go to places that actually have an actual, still have a meat counter with employees back there, be able to talk to you about their food and
Yeah.
where they come from, how long it's been frozen.
Right.
And then another thing to do is if you do like seafood, the best thing to do is kind of have a calendar, because there's times, there's a mating season, and when these things grow, so there's a salmon season, there is a
I didn't know
there's a
that.
cod season, so you want to eat
Mahi.
whatever's in season.
Oh, okay.
Because when you get out of the seasons, that's when you're finding the shortcuts and
Oh,
farm
gotcha.
raised.
okay.
Or you have them they're traveling so far to get to you
Yes,
because they're out of season.
Exactly.
So
the expense of it.
yeah, and then something else I think is really important for the viewers to understand with meat. And this is just basic 1 + 1 = 2.
Okay.
If I was to kill you,
Okay.
I can't come back to you in 5 days and expect you to be fresh. So we are eating things that was slaughtered a couple weeks ago, had some chemicals put on it to preserve it, freshen it up once it gets packaged, and then they put a label. And then what we also do is then we freeze it. Most of us buy in bulk. Then we defrost. Unfreeze it, defrost it. And we're serving, and by that time, that's probably maybe 2 or 3 weeks, 4 weeks. And that's not how you're supposed to consume it, because that's just not, the body doesn't recognize that. That's not how it works.
My I have 2 children. My children are young adults now, and I do have 3 grandchildren.
Okay.
But what I would like to see in our community, and then just people overall, is to learn how to not be in bulk anymore.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because that is an issue.
Yeah.
We kind of got to get back to the days of old, and I mean like little House on the Prairie kind of old.
Yeah. Far back.
It's like go to the grocery
we
store
need
every day.
it. Kind of every day, 2 to 3 times a week, because once you buy your produce, if your food is not dying, then you don't need to eat it. Basically, so maybe a family of 4, they could probably get by on 1 week's worth of groceries of maybe some chicken breasts, some, a couple of pounds of fish, and then you buy your produce.
Okay.
If people learn how to cook, and then in portion sizes,
Right.
you'll find that you will always clean out your cupboards, and you'll find that you're doing something more beneficial and healthy for your family. And then you'll find yourself, when you go to the store, if you find yourself in the middle of that store, 85 to 90% of the time, you're finding yourself in the wrong section of the store. You need to shop that perimeter. On the perimeter is where you're going to find all your fresh and healthy stuff. If you haven't noticed, that's where the produce department is.
Yeah.
The dairy, the meat department. You might want to stay away from the deli, because that's where a lot of processed meat is. So that's the only one exception that I would say.
What about canned foods? Are canned foods?
Before you even ask that question,
Okay,
I have
go
another
ahead.
exception. I don't tell any of my clients to do dairy. I'm not a cow, so I don't need no dairy.
Yeah, I don't
Because the
drink milk
hormones
anymore.
Right.
and
Almond milk.
cheese, dairy, all of that, it does not metabolize into our body. That's the difference. You have people who say eat healthy, and so you're eating healthier options, and then you have people who are really into that deep clean eating and holistic living, and that's a lot deeper, because I'm not a cow, so I don't have the
Cow's milk is for cow babies.
it's for cow babies, so I don't have what's necessary to fully digest it.
Why
so
do they say it's good for your bones?
Because of the calcium intake, but you can find calcium in other things. Broccoli has more calcium than milk does.
Wow.
spinach, all
See, I
that,
didn't know that.
you can get into. That's another thing. Like when people say, "Well, I eat meat for protein." Okay,
beans,
spinach.
legumes.
You have all
Lentils
these
is good.
options. Lentils are amazing
Amazing.
because they digest in our body so well. As to beans, sometimes the issue with beans is that we have sensitive digestive systems after so many years of abuse. So when you get into beans, the protein's there, but what it takes to digest the strength in your body might not be there. Men have a one-up on women most of the time, so y'all kind of get a little bit more of a pass. But the lentils are definitely a go-to. Black, red, brown, they're really good.
Okay, so
They're called. You'll find that they're called the perfect protein.
okay.
Okay.
So what about iron? Because this is what because I've been going for like the last couple of years. Like I'll go on like a long spurt and not even eat meat, and then I feel like my iron level is getting low. So where I would lay down, it feels like the room is like spinning. I'm like, hold on for a second. So I would go and grab a burger, but I started now recently taking these vegetable based iron pills. But as far as food, because I heard that red meat or like hamburger is like the best source of iron. I mean, are there any like non-meat that is a good source of iron?
You have spinach. I mean, all of your green leafies are like They are like, so kale, collard,
Yes.
cabbage, romaine.
Okay.
Oh my goodness, there's so many.
Yeah,
I know I'm
is.
forgetting some.
But those are basically the biggest ones.
Those are the ones
that
that
have a high iron content.
yeah, especially
Okay.
spinach. Like if you feel that way, had you just took a handful of spinach, I'm telling you, your body would, or took a green juice with all those in there, your body would have just woken right back up.
What I have told some
Oh,
of my clients is never fret to add vegetables to every part of your day. I eat Brussels sprouts with eggs and tomatoes in the morning.
With every meal.
Every meal. Just go
Okay.
ahead and eat vegetables. Who said that you can't eat vegetables
yeah.
in the morning?
Right.
Yeah.
And we can't cook our vegetables until we kill them. So roasting them, sauteing them quickly, or of course eating them raw, that's when you're going to get the most nutrition
Okay.
out of your
Yeah, raw. If you can't handle
Yeah.
raw, go
Yeah.
raw. If you're not gonna go raw, do
roasting.
roasting because it's
But
light.
is it safe to do raw now? Because there's so many salmonella situations.
Well,
You know, like
yeah,
how do
you
you
get-
avoid that?
Well, you gotta clean your food. That's
Right.
first. And if you can't afford it, you can buy organic.
Yeah.
But you know,
And-
Yeah, there's a-
there's
Yeah,
always
some-
prayer.
Somebody had a question
Yeah.
on,
yeah.
you know,
That's
is
I
it
know,
best
that's
to
racist.
buy organic? Is it worth it to buy organic meat?
It's worth it in the sense of the way organic simply just limits all the extra. That's it.
And what's the extra?
And the extra is like all the chemicals that they would
Okay.
probably put in it, extra preservatives that they might use. So maybe they're putting preservatives, but it's more natural or things like that. And it also typically, like with chicken, they'll say
Cage free.
yeah, cage free, or with red meat, which is beef, they'll
Grass-fed,
say
yeah.
grass fed and things like that. But just to throw the holistic perspective, what I need people to understand is I don't care if you buy organic or regular, there is science to your body to maximize your potential.
Right.
That's it. The body does not care what Dr. Such and Such said, because if Dr. Such and Such didn't understand that there is order in nature, there is order in every single piece of this world, in the universe, everywhere. We are the only ones that don't have order.
Right.
We have no order. So when it comes to meat, what people have to understand is when you purge like that, instead of doing weeks at a time, which is great, what you do is you tell your body that you're pretty much done. So your body starts going through this filtering and cleansing, and then you throw meat back in it. And it kind of gives you more of a sloth type reaction
Okay.
than what you could do is just limit how many times you're consuming meat in a week so that your body doesn't fully start to disconnect from
Got you.
it.
Right. That's what I was gonna say. Is it important to supplement, you know, things with things that you stop eating, like you stop drinking milk, because you're still losing something if you've been drinking milk for
You don't
20,
wanna lose the
25
nutrients.
years.
Yeah.
So you know,
Yeah.
is it important to gain some supplements? And I was reading an article. There's lots of different articles out there, but this particular article spoke on saying that vitamins aren't doing anything for our bodies.
They're not. I don't believe that they do. In essence, that I had read an article once that said that Americans have the most. We have the most expensive urine. Because our bodies are only going to take exactly what we need.
There you
and
go.
then it's going to expel the rest.
Oh wow.
Doesn't matter.
Doesn't
It doesn't matter how much you eat, how
Right.
great you eat. The body already said, I want this. And once you give me this,
And you
I
can
don't
have
care
all
if
this.
you eat extra fruits and vegetables
Yeah,
after
it's-
I've met
it's
that,
good of it.
it's done. I have
Wow.
no purpose for it. Where people are lacking is after the body has met its standard of needs, you are taking junk.
Right.
And so the body can't just push that out.
Supplementing junk. Right.
And so with nutrients and things like that, what I tell people, especially when you're switching out, you want to manipulate the brain to feel like it's doing something when it's really not.
Okay.
So if you're going to take out the nutrients that you were getting from meat, you want to make sure you're eating things, because what happens with a lot of people who go like vegan or vegetarian,
Okay.
they don't think about, they say, oh, I'm not going to eat meat, or I'm not going to eat animal byproducts, but they don't do their research to make sure they're still meeting the needs of their body, because their
Right.
body's been surviving for X amount of years a certain way.
Right.
So when you start transitioning, the body says, well, something's wrong. You're not doing what you used to do. And so you want to start manipulating that so
Okay.
that the body will shift with you.
Right.
Because the body is a self-healer. We go outside of our bodies to heal. In most other countries, they stay within. It's kind of like And once again, go to that same exhibit at the Children's Museum. They do herbal healing, natural medicines first.
Okay.
Until that specialist says they can't handle it, which is typically like a local elder or something like that,
Right.
then they go to the hospital. But the hospital is not their first line of defense
Right.
at all.
So things like, and I'll just use diabetes as an example, is a prime example where your body said that you're taking in too many sugars yourself, or you're supplementing these sugars, and the body can't produce these sugars anymore. Is that how that works?
Yeah.
I'm not well versed on the diabetic. I just know that it's an insulin imbalance.
Right.
Yeah, it's
Right.
an insulin balance. It is.
And our bodies,
Which is produced in the liver. It has relationships to the liver.
Right.
And so I found that when my grandmother was, she was still living, she was a diabetic. And the first thing, that's because there's a level of diabetes that's corrective with diet.
Right. There's types, different
And-
types.
Yeah,
Okay.
and that's the first time when I heard that, if you can get your diet in order, other than blood pressure, if you get your diet in order, that was my first time as a young kid hearing, oh, she loses weight and
And she
eats
can
better.
eliminate that.
Then she eliminated her diabetes, or
Right.
it was under better control. But I can't say that I'm a.
Yeah.
So with diabetes, basically, you're having an imbalance when which actually I might have mixed up. I think it might be the pancreas. But either way, you have an
It's the
imbalance.
pancreas.
Yeah, it's the pancreas. And so you're having an imbalance of your production. But a lot of the time when you have any imbalance, cancer, diabetes, any issue, blood pressure, whatever, you as a person have done something wrong. We blame a lot of things on genetics, which they have a role, but they're not as important as what we think. And as she said, through food, I'll go back to it. Let thy food be thy medicine be thy food. So with a lot of diabetics, they have to, I think it's really sad when I can go tell somebody, hey, you shouldn't eat fried foods. You're going to want to add greens, a lot more to get a lot of those minerals and things to kind of reboot your body, reset. And the person's like, but I just can't. And what they don't understand is when you crave something that is not healthy, that is a parasite craving that.
Oh, wow.
That is
you
not
serious?
not you craving that
It's an
because the body
addiction.
Right.
is a self healer, so it's not going to crave that.
So hold on, I'm sorry.
And it's an addiction.
A
Food.
parasite.
Yeah. Brother Nuri spoke on that.
It's
He was-
parasites
yeah.
that come from the substitutes that they're putting in our food. So when over time, after I fed something into my body, the body has done its best to get rid of it. And what it's trying to fight off is what's not good for the body. So over time, like I tell people all the time, I'd rather heal a salt tongue over a sweet tongue because the sugar parasite is evil. Like, it is so hard to shake that parasite because that is a manipulation that has now formed and it's moved to your frontal lobe, which we talked about chakras last show that I was here. And it's manipulating and it's starting to say, hey, send off that craving, send off this, send off that. You ever hear a person say, oh my gosh, I just want it so bad. I can't help it. And that's not you. And if you curve that, you'd be surprised that a lot of the times when you're craving one thing, the body's just lacking something else. And the parasite is trying to intervene before you meet that need. I know that sounds weird and it sounds like some alien
this
stuff.
makes sense.
Are you meaning the literal sense of a parasite versus
Both.
Both, okay.
Depends on
Because-
sometimes there's actual parasites
Yes,
and then
definitely.
there's actual
Addictions.
chemicals and addictions
Yeah.
that interfere.
Because
I just say
tend-
parasites
yeah,
generally.
I understand.
Yeah.
So yeah, I definitely believe that sugars are
No joke.
addictive. They are,
Is it just the sugars that the world is using to give you, or is it sugar
It's-
what
it's-
sugars?
the sugars, your regular raw sugar, if we're not eating the natural sugar cane was probably one of the worst fields that we could have ever had to work on, and what was introduced to the Americas. When sugar, before we found fluoride, if we look back in history over in the European countries where they had this sweet treat,
Okay.
I mean, sugar kills. That's all it does. It is like the biggest devil. It is sweet. It's so
It's
attractive.
addictive. Yeah.
And then you eat it, and it does nothing for you.
Right.
It does anything. It does all it does is kill. So what we have to do is we have to kind of send ourselves through rehab.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Good point.
one time I
Cooking
actually,
and eating healthy.
Yeah.
literally, one time I literally had to shut. I did a 3-day juicing.
Okay.
And I literally had to. It wasn't so much the sugars, just some certain types of food in general. Like carbs is basically sugars.
You can create sugar out of other foods, and it kind of tricks you into
Natural.
thinking that it's sugar.
Meaning,
Like,
Healthy sugar.
yeah, like I was speaking to somebody, and they were
Yeah.
saying like you can use things like bananas and different
right?
things
That's natural.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's no
natural.
altering. That's
That's-
how it came into the
that's
world.
right.
Right.
That's what it's
Exactly.
supposed to do.
We're talking about refined sugars. You know,
Okay.
if you go and grab a donut, or you know, if you craving carbs, and you say, "Oh, I just need some toast,"
Right.
you still eating those simple sugars.
Okay.
And that's what we don't want. We want to eat. Our sugar should be encased in a berry.
Right.
Like
right.
strawberries. Get your
You
ripe
know.
strawberries. I
These are
agree.
natural
Fruits and
substances.
stuff.
And when
Exactly.
you get the natural sugar, it goes. She couldn't have said that more better. Like the body is not addicted. I mean,
It gets what it needs.
it gets what it needs and it keeps it pushing. As to not only does the synthetic sugar kill, but it completely comes in and it manipulates its way
And it
and
changes things.
it changes. It, because you got to think you have a digestive tract, so anything that goes down it that's not supposed to destroys.
Right.
And so the body's natural reaction goes in and says something's wrong. Let's figure this out because they're surviving. They're trying to survive.
But if it can't figure it out, where does it go?
Oh well, then you have problems, and then you have these
Yeah.
obese, and
So
then
when
you
when the
have-
body doesn't figure
you
out,
have all these-
That's where fat. That's where
Yeah,
adipose
that's when it
tissue
starts
comes from. That's
sticking
where the
together.
fat, because the body is going to say, okay, this goes here, this goes there. Well, what are you? I don't know. So I'm going to come back to this here, and then what are you again? And it's going to say, well, I can't figure you out. So then that's the collection of fat.
and it
Yeah,
doesn't
so
have
like,
time
it
to
just stores
digest
it
it.
somewhere.
Yeah, it stores.
It
And then it
stores.
stores with all its poisons and everything that it does. And
The belly, yeah.
You got the belly, but if you think about it, like she said, when it's storing,
It
you
stores
never
everything.
give your body, when you constantly eating toxic, you never give your body a chance to come back to it. When I made this change almost 2 years ago, I remember telling my mentor, I was like, I don't want to lose my butt. Like, I'm losing everything. I'm not eating any more salads. Give me all the bad stuff. But, I mean, I have a fitness trainer myself, Miss Sylvia Reynolds. Shout out to her, Right
Shout
and
out to
Tight
Sylvia.
Fitness. She's amazing. But she, you know, that's a fitness. That's another piece. This is a system. You need to have good exercise. You need to have good nutrition. But you also need to make sure you are not in high stressful situations.
Right.
Because what most people don't understand, you have healthy people who they look good and or what we would say is healthy, but maybe they're not really that healthy.
you mean the skinny fat people.
Well,
Yeah.
well, see,
Yeah, that's
see,
Let's talk about it.
I wasn't. No, but did I say
But
that?
there
Let's
is.
just make sure
There
I
is.
didn't say it.
Skinny fat people right here.
people.
The people
know?
that don't know that you
They,
don't
you
have to
know,
be over there.
They might just have high metabolism. They don't collect, weight like most people do, or some people do.
But that doesn't mean they're
But
healthy.
exactly
Doesn't
doesn't
mean they're
necessarily,
healthy.
because I know some very skinny people who are not healthy.
Yeah.
We're visual
Because-
people.
Yeah. But what you'll find is if you can get that diet under control, 80% of your health resides in your diet.
I
Right.
like you.
Right.
Let me tell you something, because I go to war with people over
Both of
there.
y'all.
Now, I be in
But
the
80
gym. I'm in the gym. Hush. It don't start there.
Just, I'm in the
So I
gym.
really do like you.
Thank
I do. Even more than when I met you a couple minutes ago.
No, it does. It resides in where we, and I have to give a shout out to my trainer because, I've learned a lot from her. My business was erected because of her.
Okay.
She has
What's
a
your
great
trainer name
following.
again?
Renee Pillow of Fit with
Okay.
Renee. Yeah,
Shout out to
big
Renee.
Shout out from Renee,
Yeah.
you guys.
See, we got a team
Beautiful.
ourselves.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So, and we just all need to collectively, when we're eating, we have to think, is it going to help us or is it going to harm us?
Right.
We have to be prepared. If you're not prepared, you're going to fail in this healthy eating journey.
Right.
Literally.
Yeah, you'll just fail. Also, there's, even in this, until you get a grip, you can still have some of the sweet pleasures of our ready-made world,
Okay.
But you have to learn, you have to train yourself and learn. This is just for a moment. When I would give my clean eating classes, I would teach people how do you feel like in your daily life? You eat a salad, be like, I feel good.
Right.
I ate a salad.
Right.
You know, then you'll go on and finish eating the way you did. But you'll tell me, girl, I had a salad today. I'm doing good. So clean eating and doing better is basically just reversing it.
Okay.
You have your 80% you're doing good, and then, maybe you have a burger. But you'll find that you say, oh man, I had a burger. I feel like crap. Because as soon as you start eating better, when you eat those other foods, your affect goes down so quick.
Right.
It's been times that I've been doing great, go and eat something and literally be breaking out in a sweat. I don't feel sick. I get lethargic. You know how people say, oh, I got the itis?
Yeah.
It's sometimes not even overeating. You can just eat something and it's not what you've been doing. And next you know,
Right.
you want to sit down, you want to go to sleep because
Yes.
your body, it's like your body's like this well-designed machine.
Right.
Down
And
to the T.
Exactly.
Are you supposed to get sleepy after you eat?
No.
No, you should be able
Absolutely
to
not.
I
Food-
eat and be ready to go. Just have a
Food
good
is
time.
There goes
an
my
energizer.
diet.
No,
Food is an energizer.
No.
Believe it or not.
It's good for you. Like when you eat
Right.
right, you're not
Exactly.
supposed to be like, I'm just tired.
Right,
Like,
which
no.
takes me. I was gonna try to figure out an opening for that, but you have to get into food pairings. You have to educate yourself about food.
Ooh, I
So with
really
food pairings,
Yes.
so we get up in the
Let's go.
morning, and let's say we're eating healthy.
Okay.
So you say, oh well, let me eat this oatmeal. I'm gonna throw a little almond milk in it and some honey,
Okay.
and I'm having a good day. Not really.
Oh,
Because
okay.
all you did was ingest some carbs.
Mm.
So what you need to do is pair those carbs with a very healthy protein.
Okay.
Because when a carb, this is the science behind food. When the carb and the protein meet, they maximize your energy.
Oh,
Because
okay.
the carb is going to bring you down. They have to connect to each other. The protein is like the driver, and the carb is the energy. That's going to spread out. It's the long-lasting energy that stretches things long,
Okay.
and then the protein feeds your muscles. So it's an energy source.
Okay.
So that's what you will have to do. You have to learn about food pairings and things of that nature.
Yeah, I'm actually going into. I've been doing health events.
Okay.
Just did my second one in May, and now I'm going into the breakdown of classes because the feedback was like, no, we want to learn specifically about this or that.
Right.
So I'm a little different on that concept from a holistic perspective. So your body goes through 3 phases, technically, of, at least from my perspective, of digestion. And when you wake up in the morning, I advise all of my clients, like, don't eat heavy, don't eat meat, none of that. Because
I can't
your
eat
body,
breakfast because I get sleepy.
Your body's
I
in
don't eat
that last bit of getting out what was previously.
Well, address him not eating breakfast.
Oh, well,
I
that's
don't
a
eat
problem.
breakfast.
Well,
So,
first,
yeah, let's start
that's
that.
a problem.
That's a problem.
I
I can
eat
only eat like
bananas.
one. I can only eat like
No.
once a day.
You need to
Oh,
eat-
that's horrible.
That's
Because
super
that's
I'm telling
I
you,
know
this
it's
dude does
horrible.
not eat
I
at
know.
all.
No, but let me just tell you, and not make you feel bad. When you do that, especially people who are not eating healthy, which you told us you don't cook, that's a
Right.
problem.
Yeah.
Your body will hoard more than what it should hoard because it feels like, well, this is all we can depend on.
Right.
So we don't get those multiple times to pull what we need. We got one time. So it might hoard extra because what if your schedule get to a point where I need more than what you're giving me, so I'm just going to hoard this whole meal. And it may have
Right.
been fried chicken, and it may
Yeah.
have been a little this, a
Yes,
little that.
exactly.
And I don't need to hoard that.
And then
Right.
when you finally do eat, it's gonna take what it needs, and then it's gonna hold on to all the extra stuff.
And
As
that's
a
where
backup
fat comes
plan.
from.
When
Plan
you
B.
do eat, so it's done hoarded from the last meal. Now it's gonna hoard from the one meal,
Yeah.
Right.
and then anything minor that you put in your mouth.
It's
into
all
time.
an accumulation.
And so, because
Right.
you're putting your body into a starvation mode, unless you are learning how to there's a way of eating that's actually a cycling, and that's
Right.
with a fasting, but that's a whole nother type
It's
of
deep.
section.
Yeah, that's
Wow.
why I said I was just like, but I tell people, like, in the morning, you want to eat more of, like, your fruits, because fruits are stimulants.
Okay.
For me, this is why I
I
tell
did buy me
people-
some bananas 2 days ago,
I
and
do.
I ate
Hold
one
on,
this
let us
morning.
have a moment.
No,
I'm
no.
opposite. I'm so opposite. I do not tell people to eat meat because meat takes 4.5 to 6 hours for your body to digest.
I've heard of that.
So
Yeah.
so when
Yeah.
you do it in the morning, then you do it at lunch, then you do it at dinner, when does the body rest from digestion? That's just say you eat pork every
Okay.
meal. You're on the high. I'm just saying you're on the higher end of that. So you're probably at 6 hours. 6 times 3 is 18. That's not including any snacks,
Okay.
any carbs, any sugar that will have to be digested. That is just the meat. So for me, I tell people in the morning, I start with fruits to keep me going. I don't have a real meal until, which will be my lunch at noon.
Okay.
And at noon, when your body is starting to reach the highest ability to digest, if you're going to eat meat, you need to eat it during the day. You do not eat it in the morning, in my opinion, and you don't eat it at night. Now, when you get into like extreme workouts, or you're a person who does a lot more with muscles and things, that's different per what your body needs. But on
Okay.
a standard living, your body has between
This
like,
is if you don't work out.
if you work, I work out 4 to 5 days a week.
Okay.
From 12 to like 7 is your best time, because after 7, your melatonin kicks in, which means your digestion is naturally told, hey, we're slowing down today. Your digestion is, your brain is preparing to rest, which is why I tell people second and third shift jobs are so manipulative in what they do to the body, because you're working through the season that your body is saying rest.
Right.
Exactly.
So your body tells you to rest intentionally so it can reset for the next day. When you don't, people who be like, team no sleep, I got 6 jobs. No, you are 6 jobs sick.
No sleep.
Because I got 6 jobs. You see, I used to have a rap career.
Yeah, I will agree with you. I've heard about eating your first full meal at lunch and having basically fruits. And, you know, you can get your protein from like almonds, nuts, and stuff.
Okay.
Spinach,
Yes.
Okay.
all
You
kind
can
of
still
stuff.
you can still eat very light. But however, I'm still a big advocate for, a protein in the morning
Okay.
and a protein at every meal, actually. Not necessarily that the protein, even in your snacks, that's where you bring in your nuts. And
When you say protein, what kind of things are you speaking on when you say protein in the morning? Is that a protein shake, or is that just some food that has protein in it?
I'm not talking about a protein shake. However, in the fitness world, definitely with lifting weights and everything, you would probably want to add a protein shake because you are exerting a lot of muscle.
Okay.
And I do.
At
I
that
have so before I started doing fruits, I do a hemp protein smoothie every morning,
Okay.
which is, it's plant-based.
Okay.
And then I add banana, and I add a scoop of almond butter in that, and I just use water. And
So
blend
hemp
that.
is a seed.
It's a
What is
seed.
it? Okay.
Yeah, but it's really good. Like,
Okay.
it's really, really good.
And
Like,
you add that to your drink.
but it's in a powdered form for
Okay.
me, and I add that to that. And then, I mean, if you want to do like cacao powder or things like that instead of flavored ones, you're more than welcome to do that. But I do that, and then I typically will have like an apple or something. Like, I feel like when you eat healthy,
Apples are the best.
they are, especially green,
How?
especially
How?
because
Apples,
Go ahead.
apples are literally.
Come on, MD.
Apples are the scrubbers of the
Okay.
intestinal walls. You'll
What?
find that.
No,
yes,
they go in and they go
I didn't know
ham.
that.
They go in
Green
there
apples
and-
especially.
I'm buying me some
apples-
apples tonight.
Man,
Yeah.
I was gonna bring y'all some stuff.
Nigga, I should have brought some food. Man, I'm
No,
playing.
okay, so this is the thing. I make these really good muffins that are
Okay, you
just
know what?
coconut muffins. Listen, coconut banana nut. So it's like coconut flour and fresh banana, vanilla, cinnamon, all
Okay.
that. I make those, and I was like, I'm gonna make them take a bite on the show. The
Okay.
thing was, I left them at work. My
Thank
boss
you.
texts
Thank
me,
you, Mia.
and he's
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
but look, he's
Let
like,
me tell you about what she left.
look, he's like, are these for me? Because he loves my muffins. And I'm like, don't touch them.
Hey, are they gluten free? And
All of that.
and
Yeah.
what
Oh,
is your
the
take on gluten?
So,
Yeah, we had
let's
the viewers.
Yeah, the apples,
Let's
the
go back
apples,
to this
please.
apple
Yeah,
thing
thank
real
you.
quick, and then we're
Let's
going to
talk
talk
about the
about
apples.
Thank you.
So, with the apples and with any type of fibrous type vegetable, because this is getting ready to move into that nasty part of the show.
Yeah.
Because how many
Clean
people?
your track, baby.
Right.
Don't
you
clog it.
you gotta check out
Man,
your
man.
poo. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Yeah.
If your poo ain't long and strong and floating, you're not getting enough fiber in your
Oh,
diet.
okay.
And
Yeah.
color matters
So-
too. It doesn't like
Color
light,
breaks down
like
different.
light
Yeah.
brown, like
Yeah,
my
that's
complexion
a
is
real
right.
Check
Yeah.
your poo, people.
Just check your poo.
And-
For more
and-
than one reason.
And like apples are like,
They're just the scrubbers. They bulk up.
They-
They help carry out stuff.
Oh
And,
my goodness, yeah.
and they're
so-
bitter. So let me tell you something else. So taste in the body means something. It forces the body to do something. As we said, sweet is like a
Okay.
killer. slows down the body. When
But
you have
sugar is the killer.
well, yeah, sugar. Sorry, yeah, sugar is the killer, which gives you the sweet taste. But you can get natural sweet tastes,
Yes.
which will do something different. When you eat bitter foods like lemons, limes, even green, I say green apples for a reason.
Okay.
At the end of the day, the body says, "Oh, this is bitter. This is a little weird." So we're gonna push it. So most people say that apples are pushers, and limes are pushers, and lemons are pushers, and they get in your body
Yeah.
to that active mode, because the body, when you eat that, says, "Oh, we got to get this through." But while you're
Start
getting
scrubbing.
that through, start scrubbing. When you getting that through, you're cleaning out those tracks that need to be clear, so that you can now prepare for either your next meal, your next boost of what you need for your body.
Okay, so how many apples should a person eat per day?
I would say about 2.
Yeah.
2 apples,
at the
2 whole
most.
apples.
Yeah,
Two.
medium
Apple
size.
a day keeps the devil
N-
going.
Not one
No,
of those real
seriously.
large. Not one of
Seriously,
those
it really
really
does.
large apples. You know, apples. They're, I would say, a good medium size, small to medium
Yep.
Okay.
size, fits in a nice little palm of your hand. That's
Yeah,
all you need.
and
a
clean it.
handful of
Man.
you know, almonds or something like
This
that.
is so
and that's
informative.
an energy
Yeah,
source.
man,
That's that you'll find
man,
that you
it
feel
is.
better, and you actually won't be hungry for like 2 to 3 hours.
that's another thing I tell people when they be like, "I'm so hungry.
It's the bulk.
Girl, I need a snack." And I'll be like, "Would you eat an apple?" And they're like, "No, I ain't really want that." You're not hungry. You got some other cravings going on, and it's not, you don't want to feed into those. So what,
Okay.
as she said with the scrubbers, this is why you want to keep up with like your leafy greens and things, and
Broccoli
start
or- Yep.
learning, because for example, your greens, they are dominants in your body. They are
Okay.
like the Incredible Hulks. You guys remember?
Antioxidants and everything.
Yeah,
the
you
greens,
guys
yeah.
remember Popeye?
Yep.
He ate that can of spinach. That is really
Try
what
to
your
do it,
body
do
is
it.
like. Like when you eat greens, the body just
It thanks you.
it thanks you so much, but it cleanses you at the same time. And what happens is people are not getting cleansed. I tell people all the time, when you see a person who has like a lot of acne or things like that,
Absolutely.
they're clogged. Because your skin is your biggest organ technically. So your
Okay.
skin
Eating
is
swine,
your
man.
first line of defense.
Yeah.
Swine is an issue. Pigs don't have sweat glands.
Thank
That's
you.
just like, I mean, if you think about
just
why
said.
you sweat
And they eat everything.
and they eat, I can throw a body in there and they don't care. They're going to eat because that's what they want. And I will honestly say, I don't really get into all the religious matter, but from a spiritual sense, pig is like forbidden across so many platforms.
Absolutely.
Like,
Right.
that's not just Christianity. That's, I mean, well, that's something else. That's not just Muslim, but most people don't know. That's in Deuteronomy 14:6, I believe, about swine. And
Yeah,
so
Split hoofs.
one.
the hoofs, but
Yeah.
like,
But
yeah,
they-
swine's, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
You
more
know,
of
I
a
had a
spiritual person
Me
myself,
too.
but
Spiritual, I rock
you
with
know,
you.
they said now that they can pray over it, that's the reason why they eat it. I have,
And that's not
I
true.
fall privy to have eaten, and you know, being a chef, and you know, I have to taste my food, and I
Right.
prepare it, and I touch it. So I can't say that I'm swine free,
Right.
but I do definitely. There's going to be another time in my life where you know I'm not going to be eating it.
Yeah,
so.
and I
For
tell
sure.
people, like, especially with stuff, just start researching what you're eating specifically. And
Why is it so
then-
hard for people to do? And they got Google right there. Right
People
at the
don't
tips.
want to,
They don't
though.
want-
This
they
is
don't
what
We
it
wanna
is.
know.
left
They don't
that
wanna know the
society
truth.
where our grandmothers had us in the kitchens with them, and you
Sure,
get
man.
girls now, and I'm not trying to shade nobody who's viewing, because y'all be busy.
Somebody said I'm
but-
not giving up my bacon.
Yeah, they like, I have people tell me, I can't get rid of the
Well, then
grease.
keep it then.
Keep it, and I will see you later, and we'll catch each other in the next couple years, and let's see who can do it right. You know, but I tell people, women nowadays need to understand, men are the head of the household, but women are the soul of the house. And so you need to nourish your home. You know what I'm saying? Take that time and be that vessel, and it helps when you start introducing things. And I'm not saying go home tonight, you're like, I'm throwing all this out. That's great. That's how I did it. And it was hard. It was real hard. But I tell people to find that balance and start transitioning things. What happens is, this is why like things like diets fail. People will go into, I gotta fit into this dress, all right? So they'll look up the best diet that loses weight quick. And then once you lose this weight, you know, you start taking out this, taking out this, taking out this, taking out this. Well, the brain is like, whoa, like, can I catch up to what's happening right now? Like, let's transition here real quick. So what happens is diets diets. Oh, I was like, wait, what is that?
Yeah, we discussed that.
Did we
like,
not?
Pre-show.
Did we not?
And you
Scott,
did it anyway. I mean, she looked at me pre-show, was like, what's he talking about? And
I
look,
think I seen your dad online. He said, I'm Monica's dad. Come get Monica.
Come get her.
Being
But
bad up
no,
in here.
like diets, just people are not understanding. Like they're trying to get this quick way instead of just taking the time. A lot of the times, what I do with my clients is I intentionally send them like 30-minute or less meals,
Okay.
so that there is no excuse. Most people say they don't have time.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not. You'd be surprised what you can really get done in 30 minutes or less,
an
and how
excuse.
well you can eat.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a major excuse. In the science to things, people just need to take the time to study. I mean, you always have people like us, and we're willing to teach you. We're willing to
Right.
be there. But I also, my goal is to not have anybody fully dependent on me.
Mm-hmm.
So
Right.
I teach
I
and
rather teach.
push you out there. You have
Right.
some people who are like trying to make sure I don't tell you everything because
Mm-hmm.
I want you to be coming back. This is not about money. These are lives we trying to change
absolutely.
right here.
Right.
So
Thank
Right.
you.
I've
Yeah.
told some of my
You don't
clients
wanna
in the
do
past,
that.
if you want to know something, just, I don't care, just text me. I don't
Yeah,
care.
just
you
ask.
know?
just
I got a really quick story about sweetener. Okay.
Artificial sweetener.
sweetener.
Yeah.
It's
yeah.
It's him. He just say he used
Yeah,
the
yeah.
microwave all the time.
I do.
You
I'm
know
a,
it was artificial.
my kids.
Pray for him.
Look. My kids hate
We all
what I
gotta pray
cook.
for him.
They hate what I
I
cook.
think I'm
They
hating
look
what
at
you
my
cook,
food.
too.
They look at my food. They were like, we always eating these microwave pancakes. I'm like, hey, you better eat the pancakes. Put some syrup on it. I don't
Probably
cook
not
for them
even
no more.
syrup, it's
I
probably
got
corn
somebody to
syrup.
help me out to cook for them. But a really quick story about the sweetener. Last summer, I was going through this phase. I was drinking coffee, and I'm thinking, okay, I'm gonna get me the Keurig. I'm gonna do it big. You know, my girlfriend could attest to this. I got the whole setup at the house.
Oh, God.
So basically, I said I want to try this sweetener that I seen on the shelf. It was like a packaged up brown sugar something. I was like, oh man, that might
Sugar
add
in
a.
the raw?
It was like it was the yellow packet sweetener. I forget
Oh,
what it's
Splenda.
Splenda.
I
It was
supposed to
Splenda.
say Splenda. I know.
And I'm gonna
Splenda
tell y'all
is
what
good.
happened to me.
Has an aspartame in it.
And I found that out. I'm gonna tell you what happened to me. This is when
Addiction.
I found out about what
First,
aspartame is, and I basically just stopped eating and drinking a lot of different stuff. So I used to drink this. I used to put it in my coffee. I used to have my girlfriend make cook the Keurig, hit me up before I go to work in the morning, and she put those in there. And after about 3 weeks, I kid you not, my eyes start twitching.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
Yeah.
man, what is wrong? So I was like,
Yeah.
I need to drink some water. And I drink water, and it go away. And every morning I drink the,
Flushing out.
and I just kept bringing it back. And I said, man, it's got to be something I'm drinking or doing. So I told her one morning, I said, don't put that in there no more. I don't know what's happening, but when I start drinking that, my eyes start twitching real bad.
Right.
And I could talk to people and they could see my eye twitching like slightly. And I felt it. I couldn't even look at
It's
people.
not funny.
We gotta,
But it was
Yeah.
bad because it
Because
was
it's
so
so
subtle,
bad.
but it was bothering me.
Some
When I
people,
stopped
their hearts be racing and
when I stopped putting that in there, it stopped. And that tells you right there, like your body tells you that something's wrong.
We don't
And I think a lot of
listen,
times
though.
we don't listen.
We don't listen.
It's like when something going on with you. That was my first time having an experience where I was just like, man, you know what? I gotta start paying attention to what I'm putting in my body.
Yeah, man.
We don't listen, but we also, what people don't understand is like we're test dummies. So
Right.
like you got to pay attention to marketing, even something that says it's organic. I am a label reader. If something is supposed to be apple slices and I turn around and it's such and such acid, such and such sugar, then apples, I don't even care if it's apples and 5 other ingredients in it after it. If I'm eating something because I pick it up and it says this is a grain or whatever, I don't expect anything else to be in my food.
Right.
Like,
Right.
because otherwise you run into these clashes. So people are getting fooled because something is saying organic, or they'll say natural. That's the new word now. Natural. And they got
Right,
colors. Colors mean something in marketing to get your attention.
Right.
Yellows, reds, hence McDonald's.
For sure.
Wendy's got red in it. Pizza Hut got red in it. And there's certain psychological triggers that go into that, here nor there. People have to become label readers. I don't care what it is, if you pick up a label and you have no clue what it is, your body does not either.
Right.
I don't care what it is. I don't care if it says organic. I don't care if it's $20 for this little bitty thing, and it says organic, and it says natural, and it says gluten-free, and it says GMO-free, and all these other things. But the ingredient list is well down the side of the package.
Yeah.
Right.
It has no purpose for your body. So when things like that, like Splenda, those substitutes, it's kind of like Diet Coke is so much worse than actual Coke.
Let's talk about that.
You might as well
Let's
just
talk
eat.
about
You might as well
the
just eat sugar.
Yeah, you should eat sugar.
carbonation drinks. What is it about carbonation drinks?
Oh my God.
I don't
No,
drink.
no, no.
I don't drink
Not
pop
the
because it makes
carbonation.
me sleepy too.
See, I drink ginger ale. Like,
Okay, let's get away
Why
from
we
the.
gotta
It's not the
check the man?
carbonation.
Gotta
Okay,
check the
okay.
meat.
It's not the carbonation.
It's not the
I drink-
carbon at all.
I drink the carbonated water with
Okay.
wine. It's,
Okay.
it's the sugar. We're
the
going
sugar.
right back to sugar.
It's
Okay.
the addictive
It's the-
agents in
and
it.
It's the
Okay.
sugars, the dyes, all that stuff.
Okay.
It's not the carbonation.
So soda is the sugar in it. It does make it because
Yeah.
there's some people like
Soda
that are
comes
addicted
in-
to certain like
Mountain Dew.
drinks. Yeah, like
Mountain
Mountain
Dew's
Dew,
like
and
Dr. Pepper.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen what soda is?
No.
Soda is nothing but a big
like a
bag
syrup?
of syrup. That's
Okay.
all it is. It's syrup, and then when it goes
Through
through the machine,
processing.
it's just a syrup flavoring. And then when it goes through, the water is a CO2 activated, and then it mixes, and then you have soda.
oh
That's
my
all
goodness.
it is.
So what?
It's not the soda water because I drink soda water all the time.
Okay.
That's
And
one way.
she's fine.
That's one of the things that you can do to help curb that enthusiasm for soda is drink carb water.
What is the supplement? Okay, carb water. Can you flavor the carb water?
I squeeze a lemon and lime in it.
Okay, you squeeze
Everywhere
lemon
I
lime
go.
in it.
Like when you say can you put some flavor in it? Like stop eating for pleasure.
Yeah.
You
Okay.
need to eat for purpose. Like when you decide I'm gonna eat because I'm gonna feed
Eat to
my
live.
kids because
Right.
I want it to be this or that. Like
And that's where, I'd say you can still eat for pleasure, but
To an
we have
extent,
to,
though.
But we have to. I don't want to eat pleasurable where we're overeating. But food that's healthy, that's my biggest
oh well then
niche.
that's different.
Yeah,
that's
but
different.
when it's healthy,
Major
it
different.
can become very pleasurable because I found that in the ways that I cook and the things that I teach my clients, food is just it. When you change your addiction, when you get over your addiction, and you start introducing these new flavors and you're learning to taste food, like I can literally eat a sweet potato with nothing
I
on
actually
it.
just made one before.
Wow.
I made one before I came here too.
I ain't put nothing
potato
on
gang.
it. It's
I
sweet.
roasted Brussels sprouts. I had
Oh,
some
yes.
chicken breast and a sweet potato.
Your appetite
Yeah.
will adjust with
And,
you.
and you'll learn
Like,
as
it
you
will
as you
curve
go
with
through
you.
those addictions. After you get over those addictions and you start to retaste food, you'll find that you'll eat something like, oh, now that's too sweet.
Or too
Oh, okay.
salty. Like
that's
I went
too
to
salty.
Thanksgiving and was like, bruh, I should have
too
just
much.
packed a bag. Like,
What about chips? Are chips bad to eat?
here we go.
Let's talk about it.
Oh, man,
I love chips.
I'm a Lay's person.
Homie, y'all breaking my
love
heart
chips.
right now.
I know they are.
You have to
if y'all
think
talk
of
bad
all
about
the
Doritos,
saturated oils that
But
are
this is
on
the thing.
there. The
killing
body
me, man.
does not recognize
Mia,
it.
you're
That is
killing
the
me.
law. Y'all, I'm coming from a holistic perspective. My
That's
partner
good.
here is so
That's
nice.
good.
Oh, man.
She's so
That's
nice.
before. That was raw. I was ready to put
Look
it in
at
the oven.
that.
But
And you can make
Put that on the
zucchini
camera.
chips. You can make
But-
zucchini chips. You can
Put
do
that on the camera.
she said, put that on
I
camera.
won't see this.
What kind of chips are they? What'd you do?
What?
Yeah. What's that?
Oh, that was just my dinner.
What you had? Yeah.
That was just my dinner.
mean, they could-
It was raw. Still, I was about to. I'm always taking pictures of my food.
Yeah. I started a page to kind of start educating people on that.
Yeah.
Cause like
Can you
people,
take a picture of that and put it on the feed so people
Yes.
can
How do you
Yes.
do that? I'm not
see?
technical.
Screenshot. You know how to screenshot?
Yeah.
Screenshot it for me.
This is gonna sound wrong. I'm just not a Droid person. You give me Apple, I'm team all day.
Oh, here you go.
But no,
Another
with
Apple
chips,
person.
it's not really. It's the extras that are in it.
I know. It's
not even the
carcinogenic.
potato.
I done
is
read all
bad.
about
I mean,
it.
it is the potato, but
But this
Doritos,
is the
man.
thing.
Come on,
We're
y'all killing
going
me.
back.
Doritos, the colors that are in Doritos.
Oh my God! I used to be a Dorito whore too.
I
but
did too.
you
Oh, I
can't-
was a slave to
Well,
Doritos.
But what I want to say is, you can still have those foods, but you can't eat them every day with every meal.
Oh, okay.
I'm
use
not
that
even gonna
food.
say every week.
I'm not even. I used
Not
to love
even
Doritos,
every
How
week.
and
often
I
can you
don't.
eat chips?
I mean, realistically, if you're trying to
Trying to weigh my
longevity,
options.
never. But if you're gonna say, I'm just gonna feed into it here and there, I would say maybe
Man, y'all killing me
Buy
right
that
now.
One-
little bitty bag. And
once or twice. For me, I'm gonna say this. My body is so strict now. I don't get to cheat like I used to. My body is so mean to me when I cheat. Like I have a headache, or I feel sick, like she said,
Yeah,
or
it will happen.
my face will be like, or like
Yeah, it's the
something.
headaches and stuff.
Yeah.
Like that.
So I would say, but if you're transitioning, I would say maybe once or twice a week.
One of our viewers just wrote Bradford Usher. We actually,
Usher.
Yeah.
well, his last name was Usher. We went to high school, man, with Brad.
He said you can. You really
But,
can.
yeah, I mean, he said
As
man, you
lighter
can use.
fluid?
Yeah, he said you
Oh,
can
my
use Doritos
goodness.
as lighter fluid.
Yeah, you can. They
And
stay
see-
on fire.
And
I
see,
be
Brad is like
smashing
a
that.
Hot
dog.
Cheetos
I mean,
are the same way.
Yes.
Hot Cheetos are
They'll burn
hot
the
Cheetos.
lime.
What about
yeah.
lime chips?
Don't try to add lime and say, well,
Talk
oh,
about
you guys
chips.
said lime
I'm
is
trying to see
okay.
because I smashed a whole bag of chips. Now I gotta
Hey, man.
I'm
Buy gummy bears.
about to
Buy gummy
take
bears
you.
in.
No, we should
Gummy
take
bears.
him. We should do a 30-day program with him and
I just want to
transition
take
him.
I should just take a 3-day program with him
Oh man,
because he's
I
gonna go
probably
through
need it.
he'll go through withdrawal.
He's worse
Oh,
than me.
he's gonna be.
I probably
I'm
will.
gonna
worse
start
than me.
twitching again.
Yeah.
But this twitch is gonna
gonna
be
be a good
because it's gonna be a good twitch. But no, I mean, this is what people just have to understand. You're never gonna be 100% living in America. Because unless you have your own garden and you're doing all these things that you can control.
Right.
So the goal is to find balance. The issue is that we don't have balance. So we are eating sweets all day. We're eating salts all day. We're eating chips. We're eating crackers. We're eating breads. We're eating all of these
All
things
these
that
So convenient and
consume-
cheap.
They're
All these
convenient.
empty calories.
But you need to stop being society's in
Guinea
a
pig.
professional way. Guinea pig.
pig.
I was going to
Right.
say something
Something
real
else.
wrong. I was
I
like, we
know.
live. I'll say it to y'all later. But
Yeah.
stop being,
I know
stop
she's gonna
being,
say something.
yeah, stop being that person because what happens is, people are coming to a place where it's all about convenience. And most of the time, if you manage your time, find your balance, you have time to cook. You
Right.
have time to prepare.
I'm just
and you
lazy
and you're just
it comes to
lazy,
cooking.
and that's
But
okay.
sometimes the lazy part in cooking comes with the know-how.
Okay.
Yeah,
Because
I don't feel
just
like
like
looking
you
up the
said,
recipes and
yeah,
stuff.
But sometimes you gotta, when I teach my clients, it's a few basic terms. You know what I'm saying? So what I would do if I came into your home was first I would take an assessment of your kitchen.
Okay.
You know, that's always the hardest for people.
Yeah. You're throwing a
And-
lot of stuff away.
Probably throwing away everything.
Not the chips.
The chips gonna go first just because.
Just because.
Not the chips.
But, take an assessment. Then you have to go to that grocery store, teach people about how to have, things in your cabinets, in your fridge that's going to be, conducive to your
Right.
plan.
For sure.
And then,
Your schedule, too.
sometimes, I still go through it. Like, I want something sweet, but then I'm like, there's an apple. Because you might want something in a craving, and you can eat something that's healthy, and the craving is going to be gone just like that.
Right. Wow.
Because you done fed your body what it needs. Going back to what we
Right,
talked
you just
about,
needed something.
It just
Right.
needed something, and you gave it what it needed.
Right.
But back to the cooking techniques. If you learn how to bake, sear, roast, and
Grill.
Crock pot.
Crock pot's really
Crock pot is
convenient.
probably the best
Yeah,
thing for
crock
you guys.
pot. You just put it in and walk away like 4 to 6 hours, and you ain't got nothing to worry about.
What-
You can put some chicken in there with some green peppers.
You can put
and
grains
onions,
in there. You
Yeah,
put
what-
anything.
and
What are
next thing-
some good
and
crock
some
pot
good
meals?
herbs. Me challenge you. What kind of seasonings do you have at home?
Seasonings?
Lemon pepper all day
Yep.
long. I
Yep,
love
lemon pepper.
How did I
that's
not
probably
ex-
bad.
I
Black
shouldn't
pepper. Hold on.
expect that.
Lemon pepper,
black pepper.
black pepper, garlic,
Larry's.
Lowry's. Can't go wrong with Lowry's.
No, you can go very wrong
You
with
hear that,
that.
Lowry's,
Brad?
yes.
Brad.
I don't
Do you hear that,
Y'all
Brad?
killing me.
Lowry's.
I eat Lowry's and I would probably pass out. Like my body would be like, "What are you
So-
doing?"
Put lemon pepper on
I just
everything.
want you all to know that salt is not a seasoning.
No.
It's an enhancer.
Lemon pepper is?
Lemon
I'm
pepper
sorry.
is that. You wouldn't have to buy lemon pepper if you would just keep some produce in your house. You would just have to have
Because you
pepper.
can make that. Yeah,
You
you
can
can
have
make
pepper and then
that.
squeeze some lemon over your food. It's,
Oh.
Oh,
okay.
you're gonna get the same thing. Hits the base word lemon. That's pepper.
Y'all gonna have to give me a book.
Wow.
yeah.
You got
No,
a
you
book?
just like this is what you gotta understand. Like she could like she's. This really just breaks down to this. People say, "Well, I don't know. stop being lazy and take the time to teach and or pair with people in your community who have learned and invest. Most people say, well, I can't afford you, but you can afford the club every week. I can't afford you, but are you going to be able to afford the doctor? And you might not never go to the doctor. This is a 50-50 shot. But for me, especially when I bring seeds into this world, if there's anything I'm going to invest in my whys, they're going to change drastically for that. And so what we're starting to see with food is becoming this manipulative activity where no one cares what they really eat, or they think they're eating healthy because it sounded healthy or someone told them it was healthy, but they're not taking that time to go that extra step. So just a little heads up, the series is going to be called How Bad Do You Want It? You know, because how bad do you really care to know? I mean, I think...
Sounds like a Tupac song, but go ahead.
How bad do you want it? Eat your fruits and your veggies.
You should open up your series. You should open up your series with that song.
I really should. Get these beats that I've been hearing in the background. But I'm just saying, like, people have to take the time and decide. Because, like, even as a holistic person, and I'm primarily vegetarian, vegan, I still don't have an issue if somebody eats meat. I have an issue with how much they eat meat, what kind of meat they eating, and if they cleaning it. Clean your foods. Don't just go to the grocery store and pick up an apple and bite the apple. Clean. I don't care if it's organic.
How do you clean an apple?
I use apple cider vinegar and warm water.
Okay.
Some people, especially when you're using like berries and stuff, because when you put them in water, they start to absorb and disintegrate a little bit faster. You can use some lemon. Because of the acidic in it and start breaking.
I'm so terrible. Because I'm the dude that will get the apple and put some water on it.
Oh, my God.
And wipe it off with a napkin. And
then you should just go eat it out the dirt.
I know.
So don't put water on any fruits?
No, you can. What you talking about? Don't put water on
I'm talking about, because, like, when I used to make smoothies, which, I mean, I need to get more discipline on that, but every morning, well, not every morning, but there was like a week span where I would wake up and put, like spinach and raspberries and blueberries.
Can I say something? Okay, I'm sorry. I got to cut you off. From a holistic perspective, this is just the body. I don't go off what the world says is healthy. This is per the Most High said the liver does this, the colon does this, the kidney does this, the pancreas does this, however. I do not tell anybody to mix fruits and vegetables. This is why. The body digests them in two separate places. They have two separate ways of being digested. When you mix them, what happens is the body may say, especially if you pair with spinach, which is one of those dominant leafies, we're going to take what's from the leaf. So we're going to go where the leaf needs to be digested.
Okay.
When you go there, the berries are still paired with it. And what should be nutrients now becomes waste. I don't care what nobody says. I'm not debating that. That is what the body will do. That's why food pairing is so important, because when you start improperly mixing foods, when you think you're eating healthy, the body is laughing at you because the body does not recognize all of these other things.
So we shouldn't make smoothies?
Yeah, but why do you have to do fruit and veggie smoothies? Why can't you do just a fruit smoothie?
So I can get them all? So I can get all, like all of my
your body's working more, right? It's working more.
Because
I get all of my greens, all of my like red fruits, and so I would just put it in the, in
you have sweet fruits.
That sounds disgusting.
You have sub-sweet
fruits.
Bro.
I mean, it's good to me.
And you have acid fruits.
Yeah.
And you have mixing, which works. So sweet fruits, sub-acid fruits, and acid fruits. You have veggies that break down into your starches. You have veggies that are just like your leafies. There's different categories, which that gets more complex and it kind of gets confusing to people. But general rule, this smoothie generation it is a westernized culture. That is something that is a westernized thing.
I hear you.
They have two different purposes. And they may share same nutrients, same minerals, and you can pull the same things from them. But when they get in your body, they digest in separate places. So whatever the body needs, the body will say to you, okay, well, I don't need that. I need this. But to get that, I need to take this with me.
I hear you.
So when you're food pairing, the digestion process is still the same, but it's a matter of what is needed. Right. So if you're not pairing not perfectly, but correctly, you're eating in a way that's not really beneficial. So when you put your spinach and all of these things, and people are always like, oh my gosh, I can't believe that because spinach is healthy and berries are healthy. And that's true. But they do things in a different way to get what they need from that.
So
Right.
Mia,
Go ahead.
are you talking about in the smoothie world? Because I'm not sure. I'm not disagreeing. Thank you. I'm not disagreeing. However, there's people who that are eating salads that have fruit. So are you seeing things that are mixed up together in the digestion, or the consuming doesn't matter if it's
Right.
mixed?
From point A to point B. So
Yeah, like if I sit and eat a salad that has lettuce,
Raisins,
Berries.
cranberries.
And
that's
it has-
wrong.
that's wrong.
That's wrong.
Okay. I'm gonna have to look into that.
Look into it. Look into not from Western. You're gonna have to leave Western to get it. Go into a holistic perspective of how the body works. Now, this is not the healthy. Let's just eat fruits and veggies. Because most people, most who don't understand the smoothie process in introducing the veggies came in because it was a way to manipulate and still get the veggies, because most people don't like just eating
Oh, it's kinda
spinach or
forced.
yeah. So we can blend it into a smoothie and it tastes good. But either way, when you digest fruits and vegetables, they go to separate places. So when you take them to separate places, you don't want to combine them in one serving. So I will never forget, I was talking to my mentor and I was like, I ate so healthy. I had this salad from Brewburger, or not 317 Burger, and they have a salad that has romaine lettuce, feta cheese. This was really before my change. Raisins, and either berries, strawberries, or blackberries, or blueberries. And it was so good to me. But he's like, you are stressing. So what happens is when you don't combine food in a way that's beneficial, it puts stress on the body instead of saying, let's feel good. And you may feel good, and you may feel like you're doing something that's healthy. But what I would look under is Lila Africa, Dr. Lila Africa. Dr. Sebi is an extremist in my personal opinion, but he does have fact in his teachings.
Yeah.
These are people that stepped away from Western culture to figure out the body and said, okay, what does this food really do when it goes into our body? Where does it go when it gets in there? So a lot of the times you have so many different approaches to this healthy living, and what I honestly tell people is to find what works for them. Somebody can hear this right now and be like, I don't care, I'm eating my spinach and blueberry pineapple smoothie tomorrow, and that's fine. I just am teaching from a way that is strictly per the science. So the science for me goes back to the Most High.
So what about like kale mixed with pineapple? You know, one of our viewers.
Yeah.
There's a few exceptions, like green apple's an exception, carrot is an exception because of the complex structure of those fruits and vegetables. But
Kale mixed with pineapple.
any leafy green, kale, collard, all of those have super high chlorophyll. They clash when you mix them with fruit.
So I should just make a straight veggie smoothie
Just
and then
do
turn
it.
around and just make a straight fruit
No,
smoothie.
not back to back.
Well, no, I'm not saying back to back, but
Yeah. So
okay.
it takes, meat generally 4 to 6 hours to digest. Fruits and vegetables, 45 minutes a piece. This is why people who typically eat more fruits and vegetables have more energy, because their body has pushed through a lot of that so quickly and they're ready
Man,
to
that might
go.
be nasty though, man. Me eating kale with collards. And,
What do y'all think about like the green machine drinks or the vanilla? Because
Yeah.
I drink vanilla chai as a drink. Like I always go to the store and buy that. And then you got stuff like the green machine and the berry machine, all those different.
yeah, like from Boathouse to like Nectar.
Yeah. What do
Okay.
you think about those?
I say no.
I
Okay.
say no too.
I have a whole
Invest in a
refrigerator
juicer.
filled with Naked.
No, I say
Like
no
straight up
because
about
this
30
is the
bottles
thing.
right now.
It's
Fruit,
no.
fruit and veggie dies once you cut it open.
Okay.
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 That has preservatives in it.
Yep.
When I juice, typically I try to freeze it
Okay.
if I'm not going to consume it all. But within 20 minutes, that juice is really not any good. Because if you cut an apple open, what happens when you
Rot.
open it?
It
Yeah,
rots.
rots.
It don't rot.
It turns
just,
brown.
It's oxidation.
Okay.
It's not rotten.
Okay.
But it started. That's the first. It's
Stage.
trying to heal itself.
Okay.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
First line of defense.
It's the
Okay.
so when that air gets to it, so those juices that are marketed,
Okay.
I don't consume them.
Yeah, because realistically, even like orange juice, like she
Yes.
just said,
If you're gonna-
it dies within like
Minutes.
20 minutes. And then after like 24 to 48 hours, it's really just like if you drink fresh juice, like real fresh juice with no added nothing into it, a couple hours later, your stomach's gonna hurt. Like it's not gonna be comfortable because, like as she said, like you just completely killed it, and it goes back to how we said about meat. Like I can't come back to a body all these days later and expect it to be the fresh body that it was.
Yeah.
So they start putting in these synthetic vitamin C. You'll see them put that on there, or ascorbic acid and things like that.
Yeah.
And you got to ask yourself, if I'm drinking orange juice, why are you adding vitamin C to my orange juice? And I know that oranges,
Right, it's fortified.
have vitamin C in them.
Good
Just
point.
buy a bag of oranges and squeeze them.
Buy a bag of oranges and squeeze them.
If you that thirsty.
It's work in being healthy. It's work and money in being healthy.
It is,
Yeah.
but it
But
also is
you're gonna pay for it in some kind of way.
Right. You either pay for it in the front
or
or
you
back.
can pay for it in your grocery store.
Right. One of the viewers said, how many hours in between should you eat fruits and veggies, like separately?
So you have a 45-minute period per each one. So if you're going to
Okay.
start off with kale, you got about 45 minutes to an hour for that to be fully digested, and then you can go through the process again without there being no clash.
Okay.
So
About 45 hours.
Wow.
45 minutes.
45 minutes.
45
so I didn't
minutes.
realize that you couldn't eat those like so close.
That's new for me. So
Just read it, y'all. Trust me. Trust me.
Okay,
Trust me.
yeah,
I'm
definitely,
down.
definitely.
Or just do 3 days or a week. 3 is your number. 3.
3 is my number for him.
Yeah. Oh, well. Take a 30-day challenge. 30 is mine when I do my program.
No, take it because they ain't gonna be able to handle it.
Pick up
What
like
should I
day 2.
eat first though? Like, if I wake up, in the morning, what should I eat first?
First thing you should do
fruits
is,
or veggies first.
Some hot lemon water.
Okay.
You should do
Hot
water,
lemon water.
filter out, because your body just came out of a season of digestion.
And
Okay.
So you
Yeah.
want water to help push. So I always tell clients, do
Warm it.
16
Warm it up,
ounces.
though?
I do
Yeah.
room temperature, but warm is really good.
But you'll find in Asian cultures they actually drink warm water with lemon.
And teas.
Yeah.
They are.
And-
You
Yeah.
don't see pops and all that stuff. They're
I
herbal
drink that.
teas.
Like green tea and things like that. Okay.
Green tea is heaven for all the viewers. Green tea is
Okay, shout out to
I like
green
green
tea.
tea.
Okay.
Green
that's,
tea
that's
is
one
like
thing I have in
that.
my
Yeah.
kitchen that's
I
good
like green
thing.
tea.
Good
Is
Lord.
it the Lipton green tea?
No, I mean,
That
here
was
we
a
go
good
with this.
question, 'cause
No,
it probably
it's
is
the
in
Keurig.
Lipton.
It's peak.
No,
It's
you
the
need
Keurig green
herbal.
Pea green tea is
So I got to get the leaves and like warm the water
is
up and then
wonderful.
put the little.
No, you just need to get.
that's my
You need
unhealthy
to get
days.
like. Look, that's your truth. That's your truth.
But pea green tea is
You need to get like just get green tea. The ingredient list should say green tea.
green tea and
Yeah.
sugar.
Yeah, don't put all that extra in
That's
there.
what the Keurig cup has
It
it.
says green tea.
Yeah.
Okay.
Green tea, period. That look, don't tell me it say green tea, period.
I just want
I haven't
to touch on this Keurig situation.
All right, we go.
Dun dun dun.
Don't kill my Keurig.
You can't come to my kitchen. I mean, everything.
I
we
I
done.
love my Keurig.
Even the spoons.
sure.
See, these spoons are wrong.
I already got rid of the sweetener.
These forks have
Yeah,
toxins.
I got
in
rid
them.
of the
Well,
sweetener.
the sweetener was gonna get rid of you. Was gonna
Yeah.
one or the other.
Process
was.
of
It's-
elimination.
But I just want you
I was
guys to
walking
be
around
careful with
blinking
those
extra.
Keurigs, though. I want
Especially
you to be
cleaning
careful.
them.
Okay.
Clean them because those foil packs, they're not clean. You have to understand those went through a factory and it punctures it, and so it puts it into the food.
Yeah.
And over time, that kind of those microorganisms build up. So you got to be very careful
Okay.
with Keurigs.
Okay. Wow, that's
Okay.
good. That's good information.
And if you're
Oh,
gonna
my
drink
goodness.
coffee, try to get as natural as you can. Like, stop trying to cut corners
Coffee
on that
is
either.
trash.
'cause-
I'm sorry.
But
Any coffee lover is trash
naturally
to me.
it wakes me up.
Coffee is trash.
Yeah, I mean, hey, I
That
was told a
smell,
long time
oh.
ago that coffee stunts your growth, and I'm already short, so I was traumatized, and I never got into coffee because like, I don't want to be even shorter.
I'm
And
6'2".
so it's funny.
I ain't growing no more.
Well,
so.
I know that now. I'm in this field, like, well, that was a lie. But coffee's also good to, get that.
Okay.
That
Okay.
filter
We had a
process.
viewer. Hold on, real quick. Lena Hitchings said, "Wow,
Hey, Lena.
this makes so much sense. I was having a vitamin deficiency, and I ate nothing but fruits and vegetables for a month straight, all the time. Went back to the doctor, and it cut off. What did it say? What did it finish say?
So let's go back to the doctor, and my level, I'm sorry, my levels were down even more.
Yeah, because what's happening is you're disrupting what the body is telling you to do. And what she should have done, what the doctor, he or she should have done, was asked, how are you eating what you're eating.
Okay.
How are you consuming what you're
And they
consuming?
never ask you that.
They never.
They
They
never
might
ask you
say,
what you're eating.
go
Because
eat
they
more
just want
of
that
this.
medicine.
Yeah, because you
Pump
gotta
that medicine out,
understand,
make that
like,
money.
if you get to a point where you don't need medicine anymore, we got a lot of doctors who gonna have to give up their yachts, they beach homes, and all these other good things. And this also goes back to like your FDA and everything. This is why I support a lot of natural people. Tia Scott has a natural tooth dirt. Lakeisha Morrow has a good scrub. Mia White has a good soap. All these things. It's not just your food. What are you reading? What do you surround yourself with? What do you eat? Do you have any fitness? Even if you're not ready to go run a marathon, go take a walk.
Right.
You know, so what doctors are not doing in her case, if she was my client, I would have had to, what are you eating? What medicine, because that's your real medicine, are you giving yourself? And what happens was she went on what she thought was healthy. So I'm going to eat fruits, I'm going to eat vegetables, which indeed are both healthy. But how you eat those fruits and vegetables determine a lot of how the body responds to you.
Okay.
Got you.
Okay. But we can't overlook the biggest nutrient of all.
Okay.
You know?
What is that?
The
Air.
thing that we can't.
Air.
No, it's the other element, water.
Water. Yeah.
Oh,
Ladies and
water.
gentlemen. Ladies and
There's
There's so many
ladies
different,
and gentlemen,
so
if
many
we-
different waters out there.
Stop it.
Shout
we
out-
talking
shout out
about
to water.
regular. Shout out to
Alkaline
water.
water. Talk about alkaline water.
I'm not gonna talk about. We're not
You
gonna
can make
get too
alkaline
fancy.
water at home, by the way.
We're not
What?
doing fancy smancy water
You do
right
what
now.
now?
We're just going to talk about ingestion because there
Okay.
are so many. We have
This one
so
is
many
8.
of our people. First
Yellow,
of all,
this is 8.
that's, we have so many of our people who are not ingesting water.
Mm-hmm.
I have personal friends who said they couldn't remember the last time they drank
Water
water.
tastes nasty.
The water tastes. I'm like, water tastes
No,
like
it
nothing.
tastes.
That's
It
what
tastes
they
like
say.
nothing. But we have to get. That is our number one flushing system for even the healthy food that we eat. We have to be able to flush our system. It is
Our
our
body
number
is
one
made of
nutrient.
mostly water, which is one of
So-
the viewers said.
Brad.
Our body's made of mostly water.
Yes.
Brad,
So that's the one thing I want to take, what the viewers to take away from here is that water is the major nutrient and
Okay.
salt is not a seasoning.
And
Dang,
water
on it.
typically needs to
Lemon
be
pepper.
half of what. So half of your weight, typically you should consume in water to just stay hydrated. And that ain't including if you're looking at a screen all day, if you're in a stressful environment, all these things that deplete you
Right.
from that natural goodness that you have. I agree. You have different types of water. What most people don't understand about alkaline, though, I want people to take this one away because this is a
Please
great
do.
marketing technique.
Give it to us.
Alkaline water, first of all, your body has its own levels. Let's give credit to the body for everything that it can
Shout
do.
out to the body. Yeah, exactly.
Shout out to the body. So we get marketed into the, you got to have alkaline water all the time, and you got to have this, and you got to have that.
Okay.
If you
9.5.
drink too much alkaline, you actually can have the
Too much.
opposite effect
Right.
on what you're doing to your body. Typically,
is
the
that?
only person who needs to be drinking alkaline every single time is a person who has a disease or some type
Has
of
deficiency. Yeah.
deficiency in their body so that they can help boost their
Get back.
body up. I
Right.
mean, alkaline is good, but alkaline is not, as she said, you need water.
Just need water.
Just drink water. Like,
Does it matter
drink
what kind of water?
Just
I mean, aside
water
from
that's
alkaline.
water that's free of sugar,
Yep.
Okay.
colors.
Okay. Jeez.
Dyes,
Dyes.
chemicals, toxins,
Okay.
tap
some
water.
water.
Don't do
Okay.
it.
So how can
water.
the body over alkaline itself?
Because the body already has enough of what it needs. When you, it's kind of like if I eat too many strawberries. Strawberries has natural sugar, but you don't want to eat too many of them because you put too much sugar into your
Right.
body.
Then the body just
It shuts.
It rejects it.
It rejects it. So it goes back to, I believe you said earlier, just remembering all the things you already have into yourself, and what you eat helps maintain that. It's not a matter of you trying to, I'm gonna do this. And most people with alkaline water have to understand alkaline, when you put it in the water, you got to start asking, okay, how did you do that? You know, what are your ways of doing it? You know, where are you getting your water from? Because some waters, depending on where you're getting from, just naturally have
Right.
what they have in it.
Right.
But I do tell people to not be, people are like, well, this label says this, or I'm an ice, I can taste the difference. Okay. Okay, you can taste the difference. Round of applause for the taste. Like, can you? Let me
This is
blindfold you.
Aquafina.
This is Aquafina.
This is Absol
The
This is
blind
that
taste test on
9.5
there.
water. This is it, right? Now, Fiji, I will say,
There she go.
that water, people be like,
okay.
I need Fiji. Like,
We got to do a water test in here
There's
one day.
parasites in Fiji.
We got to do a water
yeah,
test.
I mean,
So are you saying if you crave Fiji water that's a
Get
parasite?
some protein from it.
That's a parasite.
I'm just saying that's one of them things people swear by. It's like the Starbucks of water.
Yeah.
Like, it's crazy, but people don't understand. Goes back to, do you want to be the lab rat? Like, you need water at the end of the day, and you need half of your weight in water every single day so that your body can maintain filter process.
And a lot of people are confusing their hunger pains with being thirsty,
Yes,
actually.
dehydration.
Can you drink rainwater?
And no, I'm
One of the viewers said they drinking.
Who said
Tamika.
that?
She said she just gonna drink.
No,
I'm
Tamika.
rainwater.
Look, she really had
Come
me
on,
thinking.
baby,
I'm like,
you can't.
wow, I'm about to
Maybe-
start putting some pots
But you know
outside.
what? Maybe you can drink rainwater
If you
in
live.
in certain forests where the rain. But I guess the clouds circulate. No, I wouldn't
no.
drink. But I do wash my hair sometimes with rainwater.
How do people drink water out of wells then? Like what happens?
I
with,
don't know nothing about that life.
Oh, okay.
Nothing.
Because we have.
I've had well water
There's
before.
a well on like 131st, isn't it? Like
Yeah, but
126.
this is the thing.
Is that healthy?
The well water I had,
Yeah,
first of all, they
it's-
own that land and they pool and they're very picky about, like, they own the land, they own the neighbors, they own all of that.
Okay.
So, well water still tastes like tap water to me. And I'm not gonna tell the viewer something I don't know. I'm with her. I don't know enough about it to tell you to or not to
I'm
do
gonna have to
it.
look that up.
I don't
Because
drink
you
no well
think
water.
about
Look
well
it
water,
up.
I think about sewer water.
I think about the movie The Ring. So I think about doggone well water. Hey,
Oh,
I
my
ain't drinking
goodness.
no doggone well water, man.
Oh my
Next thing
goodness.
you know, his nose gonna be bleeding.
man.
He gonna see
Hey,
a fly and just
cool.
pass out.
Yeah.
That was how the
I'm
movie
good.
was. You
But
saw
I've
that
heard-
fly, it was over. You hear that
done.
sound, it's over.
But I heard that well water is good, and I know
I've heard
and I
well
know
water's
people that
good,
get
too.
it and they cook it or they
Just ask Brad.
and they add things to it.
Brad is.
Deuce Knowledge, one of our guys,
I heard
he
it's
makes
good.
an infinity tea.
I mean,
And
I
they
heard
use-
it's good.
yeah.
I'm not going to argue. One thing I try not to do is you get a lot of people who are in this field and they might not know nothing on what you asking, and so they make a hypothesis that can be completely wrong.
Oh, okay.
I am responsible for what I say out of my vessel. So out
Okay.
of this vessel, I'm telling you that I am not knowledgeable enough on that topic.
Okay.
I tell people, I don't care if I said it is good. You need to double check me.
Yeah,
That's
for
something
sure.
people don't do. Double check your sources.
Yeah.
Because you got a lot of people who say something and they probably read one article and they took that one article and now they done started a whole business on one article instead of like comparison. That's what real scientists do. They compare data to make sure that what they're presenting is fact. It's a proven fact. I've never tested well water, but the family that I've had it from, that's all they use. It comes through their showers, everything, and they are a Caucasian family. It might play a role because we got our own different reactions to different things.
Their hair turns yellow.
Yeah, I mean, well water is just.
Does
It
it
has a
make
lot
your
of
hair-
minerals.
It has a lot. I do know
of
that.
minerals.
Oh,
It does
okay.
have a lot of minerals.
High concentration of minerals.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
Okay, so what is your take on pink Himalayan salt crystals?
What is
There we
that?
go.
I love them.
See, y'all did not expect me to say that.
No, I didn't because
Okay.
I know
You
know
viewer
about
told
pink-
you that.
Do they taste
I know
like
you
lemon
didn't
pepper?
say that.
No,
and
actually,
they don't
man,
have it on Doritos either.
listen.
Pink
I
Himalayan
thought I
salt.
meant. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, pink Himalayan salt is nonetheless still salt,
Tamika said it's from heaven.
but it's literally a healthier. It's real salt.
Okay.
So when you get to those complexes of things where you can find the real version, you definitely want to feed into them. I'm going to give the go on pink salt. I have it in my house. Now, I will say because it's real salt, you do not use as much.
Okay.
And
You
then
don't use
it's
nowhere near
concentrate
as
salt.
much.
Once again, I don't care if it's pink, blue, green, or orange. It's still not seasoning.
Yeah, it's still not seasoned.
Okay.
It's a flavor enhancer.
Yeah.
Okay.
All
It
right.
is. But
All right.
but if you
You
gonna
can't
flavor
use it.
enhance, you better off enhancing with the pink.
But for
No,
those people
No,
who
it's
love-
naturally pink though.
Yeah,
so
it's naturally
naturally
pink from
pink.
let's
where
talk
it's
about
cultivated.
salt for a minute because that's another play for the black community is that high blood pressure.
Okay.
So no matter if it's pink Himalayan, kosher, sea salt, iodized salt, it doesn't matter.
yeah.
People with blood pressure, that's an issue.
Oh yeah.
So
you have your individual condition.
yes, with that issue, but that's a big play for us,
Okay.
along with high fatty foods, diabetes.
Church's chicken.
Yeah.
That's just
But
garbage.
no, I used to love before
Like,
this
both of y'all-
journey.
I haven't had
before-
churches in years.
What you
I
gonna
can't
say,
believe y'all eat
Popeyes?
fried rat. I can't believe y'all.
Fried rat.
Yeah, it was. I'm not gonna.
So
I had
nice.
one day I had a piece of chicken from there, and I
It's so
remember
gross.
crying
That's
and I
horrible.
was just like, oh my god, I'm gonna die because this is poison. I see the poison. I just one day looked at the meat and peeled back the skin and just the
Okay.
gumminess and the oh.
That's rat.
So,
Look, he like,
So
I was
anyway.
gonna eat that for dinner.
anyway.
I haven't had churches in a long time, but I'm sorry. Go ahead.
just for the people who are the viewers for today, let's talk about that hidden sodium.
Okay.
Okay, so what has more sodium? A slice of bread or a little section of chips?
Chips.
You would think chips.
Nope, but it is bread. That's the reason why that we are plagued with high blood.
Manipulators.
We are plagued with high blood pressure. I am a sufferer of high blood pressure, so that's why I learned that. I took myself on a journey to find out. What are these things that I can do to eliminate
Right.
some of the sodium content that's
Okay.
in my day.
Right.
Because when you suffer from the silent killer, your blood pressure, I've suffered to the point where my blood pressure is 175 over 120 before, and the normal levels is 120 over 80,
Wow.
and then borderline hypertension is 140 over 90. So when you're in those realms, I don't even know that something's wrong, but something's wrong because it's such a manipulator. It's so silent that I'll find that I'm forgetting something,
Yeah.
or I have a headache, and I'm not understanding where the headache came from. And sometimes your heart is racing and you can't sleep and things like that. So high
Wow.
blood pressure is a big issue. So we need to talk about the sodium content of the things that we ingest. That's why that when we need to decrease our carb intake. Doesn't matter if it's a healthy bread, or
What kind of bread do you eat then?
we need to decrease our
We
intake.
need to decrease the intake on
We need to
bread.
decrease our intake.
Not
So
that you
I ain't
can't
gonna
eat
teach
it.
you
You
what
just
you
have
can.
to. You just can't eat it every day.
Right, or you need to find another way to bring in a healthy carb in
Okay.
your
I mean,
diet.
what type of breads though? I mean, not the white bread, but like the whole wheat.
When you do eat breads, you do need to eat the whole grains.
Whole grains.
Yeah,
whole
Most
grains.
people don't
Whole
know
grains
wheat's not really any
Right.
much
But
better.
if you're a sufferer of
white.
gluten, you might that's when you get into the rice flours and
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
different flour alternatives. But
Spelt and stuff like that
Yeah.
that you can get into.
So,
Wow.
we need to realize if you are a sufferer of high blood pressure and you're looking to get off of your pills, you need to decrease your bread intake. If you're eating processed meat, you want to get away from processed meat because all these things are soaked in sodium.
Oh, okay.
Which-
Sodium nitrates and nitrates and
Preservatives.
nitrates.
Right.
All these things, if you're eating things that are coming out of a box that's preserved and ready-made, it's going to be full of sodium, period.
And to piggyback off that point, which I really don't need to, that's so black and white. You have to go, when you're trying to heal and you're trying to switch up what the body's been doing, go fresh.
Okay.
Actually take the time
Yeah.
to,
That's the problem
Feed
with
your-
the canned goods.
yeah,
Okay.
that's the problem with
It's
the
not
cans.
fresh.
Because you might be eating
No,
greens.
canned goods, they add sodium in that water.
Yeah.
instead of
Oh,
preserve.
okay.
Or like, have y'all ever got
The
fruit?
fruits too.
Well, okay, have you ever got the fruits and they be in the jars and it's like this syrupy type
Yeah,
mixture that
like
they in?
the peaches and all that.
Yeah, and then now they even have them where it says
Do you
light
drink the
syrup or no
Yeah,
syrup.
just buy you some
and-
peaches.
Yeah, just buy
cut
you some peaches.
Yeah, see.
People just need to say, okay, I'm not gonna cut a corner. I really want to eat this. Why don't I just go buy it? And most people don't understand. It's really easy to get from start to finish. From going to the grocery store,
Right.
cleaning it, eating it, you're done, and you feel good.
Right.
And it goes back to balancing out your body, your mental state. I care about, like, ever since I've been on this journey, I think before I speak. I understand how to not be so angry at situations because my body is not so stressed on just what I'm eating and the digestion and the toxins and all of that, that is crowding that chakra, that third eye.
So, who was it? JK. What does
Oh, I didn't even
alcohol
got it
do
down.
to the body?
Yeah. What does alcohol do to the
Ooh,
body?
okay.
Yeah. Let's
Blame
talk
it
about
on
it.
the alcohol.
Uh oh.
Y'all ready?
However,
oh,
I'm
man.
not gonna.
Spirits.
I am not the advocate for.
Higher in the spirits.
Ciroc. Shout out to Ciroc.
To all the vodkas.
Shout out to the killers.
Shout out to that red
Shout out
wine.
to-
That's
shout
good
out.
for the body.
I'll take red wine,
Shout
but
out.
sugar.
Red wine is
But
good for
listen,
the-
listen.
Well, different red wine.
When you drink liquor,
Okay.
the moment it goes into your body, it breaks down to sugar. Now, wines. Look, she like I don't want to say that part. Now, red wine.
we talking about everything in moderation. So
Yeah.
while we enjoying our drink.
But
So
I'm,
I teach people how to drink clean because
Okay.
it is the
what's
sugar.
clean drinking?
Girl, let me break it down.
Yeah,
to
because
you.
I'm gonna have to probably
Let's talk
argue
about that because
one.
there's a lot of people
However-
online that probably ain't giving that up.
Exactly. I don't give it up. So what I do is I try to get my friends to, when we're drinking mixed drinks, you
Okay.
juice your own vegetables or your fruit.
Oh,
Yeah, because you don't want any of that high fructose.
you can put fruit in liquor.
Yes.
Oh.
Absolutely. And then
I did it.
and then if you don't have
No.
anything to mix, if you're out and you have a drink, literally you have club soda
Okay.
in my vodka, lemon and lime, and keep it
So
moving.
you could take
Okay, I'm
vodka.
gonna tell you.
But we're talking about
Any-
in moderation.
Any liquor that enters now you
See,
can do it in
Hillary not doing
moderation.
it.
You
See,
can do it in
Hillary not doing it
moderation.
every day.
Now listen, you can
Hillary
do it in
not doing it every day.
moderation. Just know you can. I'm with her. You
Yes.
can do it in moderation. I think moderation in anything, even down to unhealthy things, is understandable. Like I get
Right.
that, but
'Cause
you
of
got
where we
people
live
who
at.
go out like every day and they have a
Yeah.
drink every day. And the moment
That's
sugar,
bad.
the moment liquor gets into your body, it metabolizes into
It's the
sugar.
It does.
That's it.
Destroys
does.
the liver.
That's why it destroys the liver. I
It
had a
does.
friend's
You
dad who
need to
passed
drink
away
water
from
when
that.
you drink. You have
As
to
you
drink
sipping.
as you sipping.
As you sip and drink water, and you will not have a hangover if you do that. By the way, if you like,
That's not true.
si-
If you don't add that raggedy sugar,
oh well,
in
okay,
your
yeah, you're right,
drinks.
you're right. If you don't do them crazy mixed drinks, you're right, you're
Yeah.
right. You
What's
do them-
crazy?
what's that?
What's a
Well,
crazy
you
mixture?
doing like
Well, if you see that blue stuff,
he
all
drinks
those-
water. That's what he's saying. He knows how to drink water in between.
Yes.
So
drink
if I
water.
take about 12 ice cubes, put it in a glass,
No,
throw some
no.
vodka on, and
No.
Oh my
You
God.
take your
sit.
9.5 pH water and sip it with your high
Same.
sugar breakdown
Same
structure of
thing.
alcohol.
I mean, look, I got the ice cubes melting with the vodka.
Why
Stop
drink
it.
it if you gotta drink water with it?
Stop it. Stop it.
that
Because
keep-
you want to make sure what sugar does is it also dehydrates your cells.
Okay.
It makes you
So
sick.
it makes that's why when you
Can
get
you
that
eat something?
when
too?
you get that hangover, you having a period of like your body's just like in what just happened.
Okay.
So as she said, if you're gonna do it the best way you can, or drink water while you drinking. Like I used to have a cousin. He passed away last year. And I'll never forget, I was at Little Five. I don't know if y'all know about Little Five at Bloomington.
Yeah.
And that was
yeah.
the first time I got like drunk to where I was sick. And so he's patting my back, not knowing it's making me throw up more. But he's like, I told you to drink water, cuz. I told him, I was like, dang, you know that? And he's walking through the house after just been drinking, but he's been drinking water
Right.
all day with his thing.
Right.
And so he also is a straight up drinker.
Okay.
Well, he
Yeah,
was.
you have to be
He
straight.
was not. Mixed drinks are cute, but mixed drinks typically there's sugar additives to the liquor, which is already sugar.
Right.
Then you digest it, and you just got so much sugar just being broken down, and the
Okay.
body's
Yeah.
just
And
like,
the liver
what
can't
happened?
handle- the liver
It
can't
cannot
handle
handle
it.
it.
Oh, okay.
Your liver.
So-
Most people think the colon is the most important part of your body, but if your liver goes ham,
I forgot what that leads to, but if your liver is not working, it leads to something.
Cirrhosis.
Cirrhosis. Okay. Yeah.
you have that. You have just your liver also produces your bile, which helps in the stomach to break down your food. So when your liver's not working right, your food's not breaking down right,
The liver's amazing. Though.
It's-
It's our one
yeah.
organ that regenerates.
it regenerates. It is literally
Fixes itself.
It fixes itself, and those leafy vegetables, all of that
Makes it
help.
healthy.
Lemons, limes really help nutrients and
Fresh.
build up that.
So is it
Fresh
safe
lemon-
to say you can drink as long as you're feeding the liver nutrients to
You're
help
not
it regenerate
feeding
itself?
the liver nutrients while you're drinking. But it is okay to drink in
Sure, like-
moderation. It is
Eat-
okay to drink in moderation. But if you're going to drink, be a G about it and do straight up.
Man, I'm
Okay.
a G straight
Okay.
up. Really.
Here's a scenario. Here's a scenario.
I'm ready for a
the
scenario.
green right?
It does suppress
Kale,
the appetite.
you know, lettuce.
Yeah.
Okay. What if I eat that with my liquor?
See,
If
hey,
you
man,
juice
look,
it-
good question, right?
Yeah.
Hey, I
talking
was
about.
just thinking I
talking
can
about,
juice
man.
some spinach,
Yeah.
add some
Y'all
lemon
just
to
trying
it.
to play my whole character on this show. What?
And,
Figure out ways to deal with this Western society.
But that's how I
Don't
roll
deal
with
with
my
it.
drinks.
Man, that's a great question.
Don't
yeah,
deal
so,
with
That's
it.
what I, that's
so
what
we
I
can
do.
juice some kale, some spinach,
You can juice some carrots.
You don't
Actually-
even juice.
Actually,
Okay.
throw some Ciroc on top of that.
Actually, you can juice some
Man.
carrots. Those carrots are sweet.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See,
You know what?
I like what the viewers said.
What's she say?
The kidney goes. You got to think
Oh,
with
yeah.
all that goes, and then also milk thistle, which is a really good herb. If y'all don't know, but
What
y'all
is
can
that?
get that at Good Earth.
Okay.
It helps with repair in the
Oh, okay.
liver and things. You
But
can make
everything
it-
we were talking about is in moderation. It's that
Absolutely.
1 to 2 drinks
Absolutely.
every 3 weeks.
the
Yeah,
not drinking
absolutely.
to be drunk, that turn up. You don't want to
Yeah.
reach the turn
That,
up.
that
Just-
grown and sexy.
Now I will say, now this is side subject, and people gonna be like, "Oh my gosh, she's professional." I am a huge advocate. If you gonna ask me drinking over what
For sure.
to smoke
Okay.
herbs or to do
Okay.
your own personal regimen with herbs,
Sure.
because at least
She's not talking
Well, you
about
talking about
time.
you talking about
yeah,
marijuana?
she's not talking about time.
She's not
talking
talking
about
about
the ooh-wee.
oregano. She's not
Parsley.
talking about parsley.
She's talking about the ooh wee.
You
I'm
talking
talking
about the
about that
five-leaf
stanky
clover?
panky.
The 5-leaf clover?
Because y'all just showed them with left.
man
I'm
said,
taking
alright.
over.
You
it.
This
took
man
it
has
there.
said the
I took
five-leaf
it there.
clover.
But I'm just saying, because at least that doesn't really have the same effect as the liquor when you go in. So if you're trying to turn up, but then people like, I'm tired. But herbs are also good in healing. That herb
Okay.
Girl, I'm gonna go to
is
sleep.
good. It's good in healing. Like, it is good. That's why people who have like different disorders, like they're traveling to these states that have made it legal, because they can actually do natural herbal treatment.
Parkinson's.
Parkinson's is
Right,
number one.
right.
is a real good one.
But actually, mental health is also mental health. people-
Kids with, but people who got like attention disorders and like, like she said, mental health, like they
become very lucid.
trying
Yeah.
to take stuff from you. You got to think the Indians used to sit around, smoke them herbs, and get things done.
Bruh
Why you
said,
think Columbus
uh-uh.
came over here and was like, bruh, you think Columbus wasn't smoking them
She
herbs?
talking about Columbus.
I'm just saying, which I can't
You know, he
stand.
must have been on something when
He
he
had
said
to
he
be on
discovered
something.
America.
And
there
we
it
teach
is.
our kids that, but we doing a whole nother show.
Okay.
We teaching our kids he discovered America. No, he
And
discovered
dude didn't
herbs.
even land here.
He discovered herbs and was like, I need to be on that
No.
land right
There
there.
it is.
Right over. He did bring over some spices, though.
He did.
Okay.
His cousins did. We
And
don't
other
like
things.
him.
Punk.
and other
Malaria and all that other
things.
crap.
He
But
did.
yeah,
Yeah, let's bring this program
Sorry,
back
y'all,
to
but-
gluten though.
gluten,
Gluten.
is
it a fad or is it real? Like, is it something to really be concerned about?
Yeah, you
So
want to be
it's-
concerned about
it's
it.
real.
You want to be
It's-
concerned about
it's
it.
a binder. Gluten is a binder. So it's not. I'm not sure. So anybody can look this up. I can't look it
Okay.
up because
I'll
I'm
look it
looking.
up. I'll look it
All
up.
right. So it's a binder, and what happens in the digestion tract is that it will do what it does to the food to your digestion. And some
Okay.
people have these gluten sensitivities.
Like allergies and stuff?
Mm-hmm.
Like me. Because, like there's certain foods that I can't eat.
Like what is it? What happens when you eat? Like name
Oh,
a
man,
food and then tell me what it does.
Like my ears get clogged. I start grunting a lot.
Mm.
Sneezing, not as much.
Irritation.
Yeah, but it's more grunting and like I feel like fluid. It's weird. So when I cut out like certain meats and like
Well, meat doesn't
Like-
have gluten.
ice cream or
That's
things like that.
lactose.
Yeah,
Yeah, it would just. I mean, I felt so much better.
just by changing. Yeah, most people don't know you can get rid of your allergies and a lot of things by getting the body back right. Not get rid of 100%, I guess, but you can definitely get them to a place where you're not having to deal with them in a way. Do not disrespect me like that.
Oh man, she don't. She do not.
You
I'm
don't.
just
You don't
playing
eat
with you.
You don't.
Oh man, look.
Let me
let,
just
let
play
me
this out real
enjoy
quick.
You
something.
gotta look.
What is the first ingredient? Pick up your thing, and I want you to pronunciate the first ingredient on here. We're talking
what's
about
it?
icebreakers right now, y'all.
Okay, this is
Okay.
icebreakers.
Sorbitol.
Okay, what is that?
I have no clue.
We're done.
You know what though? I do have
No.
a question. What is red 40 and
lot of
like
stuff
yellow
on here.
5?
Those are the dye numbers,
Yeah, just categories of just the different
the-
dyes.
chemicals.
What about the stuff you do know?
Like what?
What do you know
this
in
has
there?
aspartame in it.
Does it?
Yeah.
Smash.
Oh,
Go ahead, tell the audience that he's eating
don't want
like
them
20
anymore.
of them. He's
I don't
eating
want
like
to-
20, and I
my
noticed
eyes are
his,
gonna
You
start
see,
his eyes
so you
twitching.
see, I ate 2 and I was done because I already know what's in them.
Balance.
Wow.
That is
I
balance.
didn't know this had aspartame in
Because
it.
I had red onions and I was like, maybe they might
Aspartame is
smell it.
bad.
I'm not sure. Yes,
that's,
it is.
that's horrible.
Aspartame.
Red 40,
Red 40.
red 40,
They've been knowing that's
blue,
killing folks.
gum,
Can't eat those anymore.
soybean, magnesium.
So what candy can we eat then?
So get some gingers, get some dried ginger pieces.
Those are really
Who?
good.
Dried ginger pieces.
Now, where would I find?
Candy ginger.
Now, where would I find
Everywhere.
that at?
Everywhere.
Farmer's market?
You can find it at the store.
Somebody said, wait.
Dried ginger
Who
pieces.
is Bradford Usher? Let me go to his
Bradford.
page.
Hey, honestly, Brad should be here right now.
Yeah, because Brad is speaking that life, unless he said everybody should cut out the pig. I don't know, Brad, if you was tuning in earlier, we talked about the pig not having sweat glands.
Yeah.
and-
Brad's
Yeah,
been here. He's
Yeah,
been
That's
Brad.
the
here.
issue.
Brad knows about that.
Yeah, and red meat, all that.
Like,
Yeah.
like, you know, we went to high school, man, with Brad.
Yeah, Brad's an advocate for the, for that. So.
Oh, I forgot.
Spiritual everything.
My
I mean,
best
he's-
friend actually is tuned in. I forgot to tell y'all. So there are these all natural fruit snacks that I found, and I've actually now found them at
Fruit roll-ups?
Stop.
kinda not.
Okay.
Kinda not.
So they are
Can't play with her,
literally
man. She about to jab somebody in a minute.
they literally are fruit snacks, and the ingredients are like apple puree, peach puree, and
Okay.
there is no, what you find a lot of the time with fruit snacks is the gelatin in them, and those hidden ingredients that make it that gummy type
We
of
do
thing.
know what gelatin is.
It's pork.
Yes.
Okay, I'll just make it. good
Jell-O
job,
was
good
pork?
job.
Yes.
Yeah.
ain't
I know
had
you was
Jell-O
like,
in a-
what the
I ain't had
snap?
Jello in a while, but
Yeah, but they have.
I
Okay,
didn't know
so
that.
they have these.
It's the collagen from
They
them.
have these natural fruit snacks. Everyone should go try them. Target makes them. They make them in fruit, like a stick, and then they have just a slice of fruit. But I know,
I just eat fruit.
but I'm just we're
Yeah.
teaching the people who ain't ready for our level. But I like them because I actually will say I like them because they're great on the go. They're really great for kids when you're trying to transition your children. But I will say, if you start your child young with freshness, your child's appetite, as far as the cravings and things, stay within that family.
Wow.
And a lot of people are teaching their children at young ages, 2 and 3.
yeah, my son is
To
like the
like-
healthiest 7-year-old I've ever seen in my life.
See,
My granddaughter,
He
my
won't eat
middle
nothing.
grandchild,
He
will
eats all
not
healthy
drink
stuff.
soda.
really?
Yeah.
Yep, she won't eat. She's like, no, grandma. I'm like, we know we don't drink soda in this house. So,
Wow.
That's good. Like
Yeah.
anytime you get a child, like I nanny during the day, and my little one, like if I make broccoli, she eats it like it's a carrot, like a raw carrot, or she eats broccoli, she eats carrots, she eats fruits. Like I literally gave her an apple one day. I'm like, okay, she's almost 3. Let's see what she does.
Right.
She smashed that apple down to the core, and I was like, wait, stop, hang on.
they always want some. they
But
always
you'd be
want something fresh.
surprised. Yeah, you'd be
Right.
surprised what they'll eat.
Yeah.
Most parents won't give their child a chance to actually eat
It's,
it.
well, I don't think that they don't give them a chance, and that goes back to the education.
Right.
Well, I know some parents who instantly will say, like, no, my child don't like that. And I'd be like, well, have you tried? And they'll be like, I don't like it. Or my child don't like it.
Yeah.
And then, once again, education.
Yeah, education.
You know?
I agree.
And so-
I agree.
And we have to change change your mind, you change your world. So
I agree. I definitely agree.
that-
Elevate.
Yeah, absolutely. Look, this show has been great. We've been on here. Yeah, I know there's people that's trying to get to bed, but they just can't stop tuning in, and we love you to death.
Because I got to go to quiet time.
Quiet time.
Yeah, that's
Is
where
that,
I turn off my mind from this world. I gotta protect my
Meditation.
temple. Yeah, and
Okay.
I'm typically done at 9, so I love y'all. But I'm quiet. I get my oils burning, my frankincense. I get the house
Playing your,
right, and I
Erykah
start.
Badu?
No, I play my chimes. He said Erica Badu. I cook with Erica though. Erica be having me in your water whipping.
I listen
Tyrone.
to water.
Our water,
I listen to
yeah,
water.
and you just regenerate your temple.
Okay.
Oh,
Your
damn.
body really appreciates it.
all day
That's
long.
awesome. That's awesome.
If anybody who didn't get in touch though, these questions was great.
Oh yeah,
great.
They were
yeah,
really
yeah.
great
We
Yeah,
definitely,
shout out to the viewers, man.
we definitely
Thank
gotta
you.
have
Yeah.
a gotta
I
have
wanna-
a part 2 on this.
I want to thank Gray Area
Thank you.
Media Live. Thank you for the invite.
No problem.
This is my first time on here. I do
Oh, yeah.
look forward to coming back. This
Absolutely.
has been real
Absolutely.
cool.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
It's been a pleasure
It's
meeting you,
been a
Miss Mia.
pleasure, and I want to say this to the audience. We just met,
Yeah.
but even on, as y'all saw, those who viewed the whole show, this is just, and when you do this show, please
sure.
go hard on this topic I'm
For
about
sure.
to say.
Okay.
As 2 black women, and we have 2 different opinions on certain topics, I didn't have to be disrespectful to her to prove a point
sure.
or to state a point. I didn't have
Absolutely,
to
yeah.
cross those
Right.
boundaries of
And vice
professionalism.
versa. Gotcha.
Right.
And anyone who's in the audience, now you have 2 different perspectives, and
Perspectives.
you can choose what you
It's
want.
about
Yeah.
respect and leadership.
And
Yeah.
love.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
about a learning
Absolutely.
process.
Yeah.
I feel like I can learn something from Mia. Hopefully
And that's
she
what
can
it's
learn something
and
from
that's
me.
what it's
versa.
all about.
Vice versa.
We can
Yeah.
all learn
Vice
something from
versa.
other people,
Yeah.
and we just can't take what we know and say, you know what, I don't know nothing about that. You can keep that, but we
That's
can always,
heathens.
we can always learn from other people.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Always.
And that's why we love this show.
Yep.
And
gray
listening from the
area.
perspective and we're just totally transparent with y'all.
Yep.
Like me today, I know I don't eat healthy. I'm just gonna let y'all know.
Yep.
But I'm looking for answers.
And
you
you
know what I'm
learn
saying?
some
And
new stuff that you can
absolutely. So
incorporate.
I'm gonna take that with me.
Even
I'm
if
gonna
you're
be better.
not 100% ready, what I tell people is start with your water.
For sure.
Start increasing your water.
Yes.
Start adding your freshness, and
Right.
you'll learn. If you ask, you shall receive.
Yes.
For
And
sure.
I always tell people, if they start something, be prepared to feel different.
Yeah.
And to feel different is bad first.
Yes.
Okay, right.
Then the,
The
good
withdrawal.
comes.
It's like getting over
Yes.
drugs. You know?
Exactly.
No,
Like
you
an
really
intervention.
gonna have like a withdrawal
Yeah.
period. Her
Right.
scratch,
I
look.
I literally,
That's what I see.
I
in the
literally
movies.
when I
We scratch
detoxed
it for a
for
minute.
right when I literally detoxed, I literally had planned it. I had got all my fruits and veggies out, and I was juicing, and I was doing all
Excited.
this stuff. But I knew it. I said, I know I'm going to hit this wall where I'm going to want to go. It doesn't matter. I'm going to want to do this.
Yeah.
So I said, I'm going to lock myself in the room for 3 days.
And
I had
do
3 days off.
journals. Do
And
journals.
I had to do that. And I did. I wouldn't watch anything with commercials.
That's a
So,
good idea. That's
because
a real good
the
idea.
food triggers that we have on TV, and all
Music.
kinds of stuff.
Certain
Right.
sounds trigger
Yes.
you or smells.
You have to disconnect mentally
So
and
I had,
physically.
and then even though I did all that padding for myself, I had recognized. I said, "Oh, here comes a craving. Here comes something." And I wasn't really. I don't eat on a scale of 1 to 10. I'm probably like a 7 at my worst.
sure.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And and I can't imagine someone who has their food regimen is not as up to par,
Right.
what they will have to go through, especially people who are literally addicted to sugar,
Right.
people who have quote unquote sweet tooths.
Right. Right.
So that's
Sweet
just
parasites.
that's just an
Yeah.
addiction.
It's
That's
an addiction.
That's awesome. Good stuff. What we like
yeah.
to do though is the closing remarks, and it's basically your plea and just to tell the viewers what you got going on, and just to give them some nuggets to take on with them. Obviously, we're gonna do this again.
Yeah.
We got to
Okay.
do this again.
Yeah.
So Mia, you can start first, but basically we just do closing remarks. You just talk to the viewers and tell them what's up.
Well, once again, thank y'all for having me. Y'all are some awesome men.
Thank you.
I love
Thank you.
y'all.
Love you
And,
too. Appreciate it.
sincerely, y'all great.
Absolutely.
But I do have Simply a Tool. That's my brand.
Mm-hmm.
And I look at myself as a tool. I'm simply a vessel.
Awesome.
And so that is on Facebook, and then Simply Bean _Mia on Instagram. And then I'm actually announcing I have a new blog, which is going to share. I have so many
snap.
people who are like, I want what you're cooking, because on Simply a Tool and Simply Being Mia,
Yeah.
I put a lot of what I cook. I put a lot of facts. I put a lot of sharing and
Okay.
just things like that on there. There will be some things coming up in the fall with me, getting people active. That's another piece that, we didn't go into because we talked about food.
Right.
But I do want to encourage people to start now and not feel like that you don't have a place because you're not ready to be 100%, that you can't at least be 5%,
Right.
10%, because what happens is, and I got this actually from a book called The Compound Effect, and now I'm getting it in a book that's called Think and Grow Rich, The Black Choice.
Okay.
It's a really good book. Your thoughts are everything. So if you walk into healthy eating with a disposition of failure, you will fail.
Right.
But if you walk into it with a focal point of, I am willing and ready to try and change, you will be surprised how much you are supported in that. Even through the pain becomes encouragement. Like, I'm going to beat this pain.
Right.
I'm going to beat this craving. Like, I celebrate when I be at gatherings and I'm not eating what everyone else eats.
Right.
Because I know that even though I'm 2 years onto this journey, I'm walking into 2 years, I still have things I have to change that happened for 25 years.
Right.
So start now, start somewhere, and get your thoughts together when you go into it.
Right.
That way you don't have to go and feel like I'm going to fail because I'm listening to them and they seem like they're 7, 8s, and 10s on the scale of eating healthy. But I want to be transparent and say I was a pork eater, I was fried foods, I was grease, I was all that, and now I'm a vegetarian vegan easily. But that was a thought process and a transition and a lifestyle that I chose.
Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome. That's
Yeah,
great.
I want to
Monica.
well, thank you again, guys, and thank you, Mia,
problem.
and
Yeah,
viewers.
thank you, partner, sister.
So, a little bit about me is that I have a little tag. My name is Monica, Food MD Douglas, on Facebook, and then I also have a Food MD page. My brand is currently under construction.
Okay.
I am a chef. I currently work with a wonderful chef here in the city. But also, I do have a passion for food. I love food, the whole spectrum of it, from beverages to healthy to sometimes not so healthy. But, you know,
Moderation.
in moderation.
That's
You
our
know?
word. Plug. Pound moderation.
Down moderation, you guys. And but in order to keep my brand alive and well, I do a couple of days out of a month, I'll do something called the Pop-In Kitchen.
Okay.
I'll put out a menu on Facebook, and what the people do is I'll set up this meal. They'll choose what they want, and then on Sunday do a pickup. So I just try to keep myself
Awesome.
keep myself
Yeah. Tag us in there.
yeah, try to keep myself relevant, keep my name out there. I pride myself heavily in my food. It is what I love. I mean, food brings me to tears.
That's
it literally
awesome.
does. So,
Wow, that's
No,
awesome.
seriously, I'm with you on that one.
so, you know, my whole thing is wrapping food with experience because food is emotional for people. And
Yeah.
if you can give them a great experience and right along with the food, you know, then they'll remember you.
They
So,
will.
Right.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
but I am a chef for hire.
Yeah.
I do private parties, so you can reach out to me on Facebook. I do, and hopefully one day I'll see you guys soon in my building. We'll be doing some great
Nice.
events.
Absolutely.
Not only just that, you got 2 new clients because they ain't got no
good.
choice right
Child,
now.
we gotta
Yeah,
get
no
this
choice.
together.
They ain't got no choice.
Oh,
You gonna
man.
do because
But listen,
you
but-
do all that. You need to get all that together.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
but I'm in a bet. I mean,
Look,
he's-
I'm
he's-
better than him.
he's
You
a-
gotta
he's a
start with
work in
him.
because he doesn't eat anything.
But
Yeah.
my whole thing
Anything.
is, what you gonna do with all that boat in the refrigerator?
That's not. It's naked.
Naked, whichever.
I also do, which I'm glad you brought up services. I didn't think of that. I do 30-day transitional programs, which is for 30 days in which I actually only tell you week by week what your tasks are for that
Okay.
week. Because if I tell you 30,
People look
you
at
get
me.
overwhelmed.
Right.
So I do you week by week, and we celebrate week by week where
Okay.
you are, and then tag along grocery shopping, cooking
Yep,
and
I do that
goes.
too.
We
I-
probably
Awesome.
do
I
yeah.
redo the kitchen.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't.
Go off.
Healthy
go
eating
in.
don't start with the purchase of the food and
Well,
actually
Yeah.
cooking
You gotta
it.
come to the.
Yeah,
Yeah.
go home.
I have to
Y'all
do-
can-
you
y'all
might
can
go
come to my
home.
house then. Y'all
Right,
can
you
come
have
to
to
my
do a
house.
home
Yeah.
assessment and
See what the family structures are.
yeah, and get your kids involved.
So this, you guys are somewhat like a pre-training thing before
Yeah.
you start working out.
I'm a
you gotta
food coach.
Yeah, food
And
coach.
I'm a
There you go.
holistic health
Food
mentor,
coach.
so I'm gonna come in and be. I'm very loving. If y'all follow me on social media, I really push love and light because I
Right.
believe in that energy.
Absolutely.
But when it comes to your temple, I just feel like don't play
That's where
yourself.
it starts.
Don't play yourself.
Right.
Yeah, that's where it starts. That's where you are the most great. Because even down to what you want to do in life, you have to. Who wants to make it to the top and then find out they got this disease that hinders them
Right.
from
And
being
it happens
great?
all the time.
You know, and you
Money
see
can't fix that.
No.
And that's a big thing. I just want to give a little bit of shout out to my mother, rest in heaven.
Oh,
But that was
Yeah.
the biggest thing is that that's where she told me, you know, she pleaded with me, take care of your body.
yeah.
Yeah.
Because she had colon cancer.
Okay.
That's what her ailment was.
Yeah.
And then 4 years prior, my grandmother, her mother died, and it was from secondhand smoke that her
Right.
cancer was attributed to.
Wow.
So when you have women in your, you know, your matriarchs and they're leaving at young ages. Grandmother was 57, mother was 41.
Yeah.
My earthly body is older than my mother's earthly body at this time. And it's sad. So I try to. That became the biggest motivating force, and I never knew at that time when she was telling me these things that this is what my life would have taken on. So
Right.
Those pre-seeds.
Wow.
it's pre-seed.
Pre-seeds.
Shout out to
Exactly.
your moms. And
Yeah,
rest
and
in
real
heaven.
quick, let me just give a shout out to my brother Muhammad, who has just chimed in at the very end of the show.
What's up,
Assalamu
Muhammad?
alaikum.
Little
Shout
brother,
out
I
to
just
Muhammad.
met you. they just seen you up there, so he always talking about give me a shout out.
Yeah, shout out to the community for supporting, because I will tell y'all, as advocates of healthy living, it's not easy.
Right.
We
It's a
get
job.
it's a job, and I'm constantly studying. A lot of my quiet time is for me, but it's also to refresh my mind. I want to come into situations like you. I'm going home to study water. Like
Right,
I need to
right.
figure that out.
Right.
because
But
the
you
next
guys are
time that
necessary in this
question
world.
Yeah.
I'm
Right.
there.
It's hard when you do your advocate for healthy eating
It's so
on that
hard.
day that you're cheating.
Right.
And some,
for
and you
sure.
in public,
They
and so
Right.
you act like
And they
I
see
was
you,
picking this up
put
for
that
somebody.
elephant ear
And I
down.
don't care what none of y'all say. I know either you or both of y'all crave chitlins.
Oh,
That's horrible. I
you know
hate
what? Cut
chitlins.
the camera because we about to go. This about to
y'all
get
chitlins
more
for
up
me.
in here.
That's
Dad?
pig guts.
Is there
ain't it?
any nutritional value in chitlins?
No.
Can I give you a
They
bowl
stink.
of can I give you that?
Oh my God!
Let's hear
I'm
about
done.
the chitlins real
I
quick.
know I know.
Close out with
I
the
know.
chitlins.
This the smell. The smell.
Oh man.
My little sister eats chitlins faithfully, and like she can eat a bowl of them, and I
My
just
daddy
be
still
like,
eat 'em.
my daddy, them southern. I mean, I love my daddy from the South, and he cleans them, and
Man, they go crazy over
and
chitlins
when
though.
he does this part and he gets that out, and I'm like, oh, and the whole house, like he has to have his
They're
windows
pig
open.
intestines, aren't they?
They're
Yeah,
pig
man.
intestines. Your
They are-
intestines are your pooping tracks.
This goes back to like slavery when
It
we used to
does.
get the scraps and stuff, and that's
and we
where that
learn
came
how to
from.
make scraps taste good for survival.
So that's where we do not have to eat like that anymore, people.
Right.
we are
right.
not picking.
Throw out the Big Mama
That is
recipe.
not soul food.
Are we
No,
throwing out the
that's
Big Mama
another thing.
recipe?
Please stop calling this nasty food soul food.
It ain't just nasty food. Our
It's
traditional plates on Thanksgiving, that's not soul food. That's
you.
not soul food. Soul food is food that actually is nourishing and
To your
beneficial to the body.
Right.
So anything that harms, stresses, puts your body in a position of that disarray.
It's not trying to take your soul out.
Okay.
Right.
It is
I can't
soul
believe
food.
people have become accustomed to eating chitlins. That is strange.
Okay.
It is strange, but that's the education.
Right.
No, because you can
That's-
tell people is poop trash. It's like
They
the
don't-
catfish.
But
They
you have to
just don't
understand, it's
care.
that whether it's good education or not, it's still education.
It is.
Right.
It is what they knew, and they carried it over. Even as time changes.
Generation after
It's
generation.
generational. It's just the same instance as you can take the brother out the hood, but you can't take the hood out the
Yep.
brother.
Right.
You can
Yep.
you can take us out of slavery, but sometimes you couldn't take that slavery out of the people because
Yep.
that's
Right.
what we knew. That's
Yep.
what our ancestors knew.
Right.
It's the same instance of when they was teaching us back in the day that you need to just go get a good job. We weren't
Yeah.
taught to be entrepreneurs.
Or
Thank you.
financial
Right.
budgeters.
It was anything. It can hit food. It can hit mental state. It was what they knew.
But be the
So
outlier.
But
Yep,
it's
you have
right.
to break
So
the
it's
cycle.
us.
Be the outlier.
I'm reading. I have that book, Outliers.
Yeah. See?
Yep. And
Look at that.
Yep. So you know what an outlier is, right?
No, what is
okay,
an
we'll
outlier?
talk about that now.
Okay.
Yeah, once you cut. Once
Yeah.
you cut.
So
Okay.
but it's education, and it's up to us to educate ourselves,
And others. Right.
and then we educate our children,
Right.
Absolutely.
and then it forks out.
Right.
That's
you
why. That's where I got the Simply a tool.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you get a toolbox, I want to be that option that you come to, and I want to be ready to do the job that you need me for.
That's awesome.
And I don't like when you get people who are in it just for the money because they don't have the same
Passion. for it.
passion
Right.
for
Any
it.
passion
They're not
or any
studying
passion
like
at
how
all,
we
yeah.
are. They're not doing
Right.
what we're doing. And
Right.
that's not judging them. I'm just saying
It's not genuine.
it's not genuine. So anything fruitful from it is not the same fruit that you get from the person who's really like, no, I want to get rid of diabetes.
Right.
I want to get rid of cancer because cancer is curable.
Right.
They just
Absolutely.
tell you that it's not.
Yeah. I definitely agree with that.
Dr. Sebi proved all that.
Dr. Sebi proved it multiple times. Dr. Lila Africa proved it, and it has been done. There's other holistic specialists. Those are just two of my favorite, and plus my mentor. I love him to death. But it's proven, and what most people don't understand is that's when alkaline does come into a big effect.
Because you said disease and
you got to boost your body back up because clearly it's weak. And cancers are responsive to the things that we have done wrong.
Right.
yeah, free
Right.
radicals
Yeah.
and stuff like that.
Chemicals,
Most body diseases are, straight from things that
Yeah.
we've been ingesting. And
imbalances. The body's saying this is too much, so I can't fight off anymore.
So my challenge to you would be try one day eating breakfast,
okay.
no processed food.
What do I eat for breakfast?
Fruit.
You got two options.
Yeah, two options.
Two options.
Whichever one you think that you can do first.
I think you should do fruit because you got
Yep.
a lot of work that
All
you.
day.
You know what? I think I've started already. I bought some bananas 2 days ago.
There you go, man.
Yesterday.
Eat two.
And I had a banana this morning.
I'll
Eat two
take
of
it.
them.
And some coffee. Is that bad?
Yeah.
Well, coffee is a thermogenic.
Okay.
What did you put into your coffee?
That's what's bad.
Creamer.
What kind of creamer?
Really whole milk.
It was
Fat.
Stone Creamery, sweet something.
So you
Now,
put
why
sugar
you
in
need
there.
all them? Why you need all them labels?
I need some flavors.
No.
So if you want flavor in your coffee,
Okay.
put some vanilla in there.
Okay.
There you go.
Vanilla extract?
Cinnamon.
Get some cinnamon.
Cinnamon.
Okay. Oh,
Look
okay.
at we was thinking the same.
That's how I drink my
Cinnamon.
coffee. I drink,
Or
vanilla
nutmeg.
extract,
I
right?
drink butter coffee, but that's a whole different segment.
Butter
Nutter,
coffee.
nutmeg.
You put butter in your coffee?
It's a whole different
What
segment.
about
Yeah, you going.
what about
Man, I'm
a
learning.
cap of apple cider every day? See, you didn't
Ain't nobody
even
asked you
expect
about
that.
apple cider.
It's
See,
an acid. I mean,
you didn't
what's
even
a cap?
expect that.
He's taking a shot of apple cider
Shot of
vinegar.
apple cider. that
But
is
I make mine
bomb.
into a tea with some
Bomb.
cayenne pepper, honey,
Mm-hmm.
lemon, and ACV.
I'm opposite, but I,
I
love
mean, it's
her
a
and I love
detox.
y'all.
I mean, it'll help your body detox.
Well, it helps with blood pressure too.
There's a lot of things that help
Yeah,
with blood pressure. It
cayenne.
ain't acid.
And one is not eating salt.
Yeah, it's not acid. It's acid, and it's you got things. It's kind of like, but I mean, lemon's got acid in it. So I mean, there's arguments on it. It's just people sometimes like you get these new people who are like dieting with apple cider vinegar, and it's like their substitute for things, and it's like no. Because you probably doing that, but you still eating fried foods and you still doing all these other things. So people got to stop doing these quick fixes. When I had my event, I had vendors, and they were like all these like companies who do all these, programs and quick fixes. And no shade to them, but I really want to push that you can do it authentically
Right.
and have the same success rate. And people encouragement to the audience. Do not think you are failing on an eating regimen because you are not immediately losing weight.
Okay. Right.
The body adjusts, and it will happen.
Got to stay consistent.
But you are not going to lose 30 pounds in 30 days.
Okay.
It's actually not even healthy for your body to do that.
Right.
To pull
so
that
these commercials
much weight.
lie when they say you can do that.
Right.
No.
Yeah.
Just ended it
Well,
just right.
Well, the Hollywood diet actually worked.
That's
because
because you're starving yourself.
Yeah.
That doesn't mean it's healthy.
Yeah, that's why I'm. So
Yeah,
speaking on a healthy spectrum, it's not healthy to lose that much weight that quickly.
What's a healthy rate to lose weight?
1 pound,
1 to 2 pounds.
a week.
A week.
Okay, 1 to 2 pounds a week. Wow.
And some people, it can even be every other week. It just
Yep.
depends on the
And
body
then if you're-
structures.
And what I've learned from Renee is you like in a 6 week, like she'll do a 6 week boot camp.
Okay.
So you'll work out week 1, week 2, week
Okay.
3. You're really not going to even see results until
No.
week 4
No.
because
No, I'm saying I agree.
you agree
Like,
enough?
no.
So yeah, so you know, and I used to get caught up in that trap. Like, did I lose some weight today?
Getting on the scale every day.
Right.
See,
Yeah,
when
you
I
know
work
what I'm
out and
saying?
stuff, I would lose weight quick.
Well, men are different.
We just did. Was that not the first point we made? Men have a
Right.
one up on women.
Right. A
And
little
the
bit more
reading
active.
is no. Oh my God! Did you just?
I'm sorry.
He said more active.
No, it's what the divine has done.
Thank you.
It has nothing to do with
With
more
you.
active.
I mean, that's what I meant.
We have
you
to
know.
No, that's not
cultivate.
what you meant.
No.
They don't even sound
He
the
made
same.
us. Our bodies
I
are
was
made
trying to get there.
to have padding to be insulators because we are made to birth.
Yeah,
To
baby.
give life.
Okay, that makes sense.
So it is science.
We plant the seed.
Oh my God, this show is
Therefore.
over.
No, you didn't plant anything because if you didn't have the perfect soil to plant in, you would have a dead seed.
Right.
Wasted
I mean, you can put a seed on concrete and it ain't
It
gonna
don't do nothing. You
There
better
are no
use some.
children without the seed, though.
That's true.
You have to lay the seed first.
Okay, well, you need a womb to
That's a
lay
whole
it in.
nother show.
Absolutely.
Right. Wrap it up, sir.
Wrap it up because we're going to go
But
there.
both male and female are equally important.
That's what you should have
However-
started with.
But I'm messing with you because you over there.
But we can take your seed, put it in the freezer, and go and get rid of you, though.
Cut out the man.
Man.
I'm just kidding. I would never
Now
do
you
that.
try to cut us out and see what happens.
It's gonna be a failed attempt.
Boy, it'd be a lot of deaths.
About to get you some sheep. I
Men
don't
are
know.
fighting all day.
Right, I swear. No, she gonna use my eggs. My cells today.
This show has really went off the rails.
But that's still
So,
healthy. Healthy living. Invest in your soil. Stop putting yourself in soil that is not healthy to your
Oh, my
the fruit of
goodness.
your womb. And that is tonight's show.
That is
Tamika
to remain
said
healthy.
more cushion for the push.
That is to remain healthy right there.
Plant your seed in fertile soil.
Invest in your soil. Your soil matters, men.
Oh my
Y'all
goodness.
out here in soil that came from,
30th and Sutherland.
Now, see, I ain't
juice.
doing locations. Just say dumpsters. You know what I'm saying? I don't care what dumpster.
Say dumpster juice. Come on, let's go. Let's wrap this up.
25th and Adams.
All right.
That aspartame.
All right, P. Wills, close it out.
All
Yeah,
right.
it's kicking in. It's kicking in
It's
now.
twitches.
Is he still popping these?
Hey,
And you know they got
to.
aspartame in it.
Yeah, because he's addicted.
Oh my God.
Your
You know
eye
what,
gonna be
man?
twitchy.
Look,
Look, his lip
You know-
juicy. He addicted.
Your
my lips
eye
are
gonna be
always
twitchy.
juicy though.
Your eye gonna be twitching.
He over here doing the LL Cool J.
I'm not
Come
doing
on
no LL
now.
Cool J, sweetheart. No, I'm
Yeah,
back.
look. Yes, he
I'm
is.
doing LL Cool J. I can wipe them. And,
Close it out, big.
And they're gonna be wet again in about 20 seconds.
Stop. Oh my goodness.
This has been fun.
We need
And
to get to know
informative.
you.
Huh?
Teach a class on that. What?
Oh, lips. Okay.
Okay, stop. Go ahead.
Clowning.
I can't stop smiling. Woo.
That's
Yes.
hilarious.
Jesus.
What are my closing remarks? Me is over clowning. Hey, this
Love,
has been fun.
life, peace.
Love, life, peace. Hey, thank y'all,
Joy and
man, for,
abundance.
thank y'all, man, for coming. I mean, this has been very informative, man. A lot of information has been given.
Mm-hmm.
We had fun with it too. Shout out to the viewers that enjoyed everything. Posted those brilliant, insightful questions. I still didn't get my answer on chitlins, but that's all good. But bottom line, though, the body is the temple. Take care of it. I'm gonna do a better job at taking care of my body. I'm getting older. I need to exercise more and combine that with healthy eating.
Yeah.
So I encourage everyone to do that as well. You only get one body and one life, and make the most of it, and just be as healthy as you possibly can. There you go.
There it is.
Amen.
I just want to thank you guys, like Patrick did, for coming. We definitely got to have a part 2. This has been very insightful. Learned a lot. I can't say once we started the Gray Area show, I have been eating more healthier. I can say that because we've
That's
had
good.
quite a few shows, and these different encounters and different shows we have in are making an extreme impact on my life. So I can't do anything but thank you guys for being a part of this and coming in
Thank
and
you.
sharing with our viewers who are trying to figure it out as well. The problem is that we don't have enough good information going out there to people.
Yeah.
The internet and Facebook is filled with so much bad stuff and untrue articles that they don't get enough good stuff. So we applaud you guys and thank you for coming in.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
I just want to say to our viewers, thank you guys for always being faithful and tuning into us. We did take a little, week and a half hiatus. I was on vacation. That's my fault. Y'all can blame it on me. Send me the emails. But we
you
back
were restoring.
and
It's all good.
we back and we doing our thing. We'll be on again Thursday. We got some good stuff. And next week we're talking about mental health. Yeah, that's gonna be a good one.
Now, I was a police
yeah.
officer, and I used to have to deal with the mental health.
Yeah.
thing.
Man.
It's
You
a
was
big deal.
Police officer?
It's a big deal.
I was.
Yep, it is.
Sergeant
yes.
MD.
Yes, she will arrest you.
And then
She will
I have a younger brother, so in mental health in the Black community, I'm sure
Right.
I'm gonna be tuned in.
Absolutely. That's going to
Which
be
is
a
also
big.
paired with food.
Absolutely.
Yes.
That's going to be a big
You are what
so
you eat. You
make
are
sure you
what
guys
eat.
tune in Tuesday.
Them herbs, yeah.
You are what you
Go
eat.
ahead. You are
Yeah.
what you eat, chitlins.
Yeah.
Aspartame, let's go.
So
And y'all like chitlins.
again,
I don't.
thank you guys for tuning in. We're going to do this again. We'll be here Thursday. And then we'll be here Tuesday and next Thursday. So make sure you guys tune in. Thanks for being and rocking with us. Please continue to share this feed.
Absolutely.
We can't not
Please
do
share.
this and reach as many people as we can without you guys doing that for us. So thank you very much, and we'll see you guys next week.
Thank you.
Or
Peace.
this week,
Peace.
Thursday. Sorry.
Now, if you got offers.
Welcome to the gray area. The Gray Area Media. We've obligated ourselves to be the voice for all communities, speaking on topics that include community, religion, education, politics, technology, sports, health, and wellness. The Gray Area Media is a platform created by longtime friends for the sole purpose of providing our communities with the ability to voice current, past, and modern-day issues. The Gray Area, in its naming significance, solely speaks to the area in which people shy away from speaking because of media-based constraints or contractual-based obligations. Well, I'm here to tell you, we don't do that here. So please, stay tuned in. We're going to go live in a few minutes. Don't forget, please add us as a friend on Facebook so that you can follow our live feed. And not only that, please add us on Twitter and Instagram at The Gray Area Media. Please visit our website at www.thegrayareamedialive.com. Thank you.